Hello and welcome back to Fate's Day Night. My name is Maybe Dennis, and last time we kind of tried to figure out the gold dude's identity. He's Archer, but he has a bunch of these noble phantasm-like weapons, and they're all real. How could this be possible? And we don't have to worry about it. He's not part of this Holy Grail war. We just have to beat the other two servants, and we'll be fine. But afterwards, Shirou kind of talks with Saber about her goal, what she's gonna do with the Grail, and he just he completely disagrees. You're walking to your death, and it's not even for yourself. That's bullshit. So later on, when everyone goes to sleep, Shirou tries to find some answers. Saber actually reveals to him that she was betrayed by her previous master from the previous Holy Grail War, Emiya Kiritsugu. So he tries to find basically details about 10 years ago, and the perfect person for that is the priest. Yes, we walk back to Kotomine Kire. We basically get a rundown of what happened 10 years ago a little bit, and basically his options. He can basically make it so that Saber continues living on, but, absorbing souls, or, just let her die. She's not really a servant. It's kind of really weird and complicated, but yeah, I don't really know how to explain it. Shirou eventually goes back home, but she's greeted by Tosaka, who's like, "Yep, I know what you're gonna do. Yeah, I kind of understand it, and I sympathize with you. What are you gonna do though?" And Shirou's like, "I'm gonna take her on a date," and she starts laughing, and she's like, "All right, that's perfect. All right, have fun on your date tomorrow." So the chapter ended, and today we are going to basically take Saber out on a date, I think. Yeah, surely this cannot end in any other way than, the best possible option. I don't really know what to say, but it was definitely out of left field. But yeah, today is day 14. Let's head into it. Oh. Oh my god. February 14th. Fate. 14. Moonlight 1. I didn't even realize this freaking date is on Valentine's Day. That's kind of perfect. Of course we wake up in the shed. Then, the next thing I know, it's morning. I sigh and turn off the ringing alarm clock. Oh right, last episode was unusually long, but I don't know how many episodes are left. Oh, we're on a bus, or I'm pretty sure that's a bus, taking Saber somewhere nice. But I originally was gonna plan for maybe 3 more episodes, because I'm just gonna kind of spoil it now, but this route is supposed to have 1 more day after this. So I thought it'd be oh yeah, maybe 2 or 1 1 episode here and 2 for the ending. I realized that these last few parts might be really long. This might even be 2 episodes for this day and 3 episodes for the last. I'm not sure. But I'm gonna try to, play by ear, but I have no idea what's gonna happen. Today, no matter what she says, Saber and I are going on a date. My first priority will be to take her to plenty of places so she'll have a chance to enjoy herself. I've been trying to search my mind for the perfect spot for a date, but before I could come up with anything, my alarm went off. You didn't sleep? Wait, did he sleep? Yeah, he didn't sleep. I turned the alarm clock on just in case. As hard as I tried, I couldn't think of anything last night, so I borrowed an alarm clock from Tosaka, figuring I might have to pull an all-nighter. Not that it done any good. I sigh again. That's sort of a problem. I'm nervous enough, plus I didn't sleep. But I think the worst part is how shocked that I am that, after staying up all night to think about it, I couldn't come up with a single thing a girl might like. You like swords? You wanna do something? Do you like swords, Saber? Saber's like, do you know what my fucking name is? I love swords. I'll just take her to cute shops. Well, I feel like there's a fundamental flaw in that plan, but I've already made up my mind. There's nothing else I can think of, but what this all boils down to is that today is going to be a day packed with fun, and it'll go on until Saber says she's had enough. She's not even thinking about this. She doesn't know. She's not ready. Alright! We also learned about the history of the Holy Grail War, how the Einsburns actually basically made the Holy Grail, the Tosaka family made it so that they can do the ritual here, and then the Makiri family was basically the arbiters, but also provide the spells and whatnot. So that's the 3 great families related to the Holy Grail War. Yeah, definitely not for this. It's just you and me.
今日からは本気で残るマスターを探すのです。シローにはイリアスフィールに構っている余裕はありません。
So I must have misremembered. Maybe Caster actually mentioned that Assassin died or something. I strip don't remember. But we're assuming that Lancer's the only one left.
ああ、そっちの邪魔じゃないんだけど、まあいいか。
Ah,
私が言っても仕方ないし、
Tosaka knows.
これはシローとセーバーの問題だし。
Of course she knows. We told her. Tosaka laughs mischievously.
私とシローの問題ですか?
Oh man, she's such a good wing woman. Kind of. We finished breakfast, and it seems like a good time to leave. Saber's ready to look for masters, but I'm determined to execute my plan as well. I just need to be a man and tell her.
そのことだけどな、今日は隣町に出るから、支度があるなら今のうちに済ませておいて。
Do it now. No sleep.
マスター探しですか? それでしたら隣町ではなく郊外の方が確実だと思いますが。
No, they surely must be in the neighboring town for sure.
そんなん
Yeah.
じゃない。二人で遊びに行くんだから、郊外になんて言っても仕方がない。
You know, respect, Shirou. You're not trying to trick her into going on a date with you. You're just like, yeah, we're going on a date. She's like, what? Saber freezes. Tosaka's like, oh my god, I'm looking forward to seeing how this turns out because Saber's extremely rigid. I tried to ignore the sound of Tosaka trying and largely failing to control her laughter behind me, and I will get her for that later.
シロー、それはどういう意味でしょうか? 遊びに行くとはシローとリンではなく、その。
No, this is your route.
俺が行くんだから、ついてくるのはセイバー以外いないだろう。
Alright.
トサカはうちでイリアの面倒を見てもらうから関係ない。
I completely forgot about this, but Shirou actually has a moment where he's like, yeah, I love that girl. I love Saber. After his conversation with Kirei and after a lot of thinking.
何をバカな。私とシローが隣町を探索したところで成果は薄い。そのようなことをしても意味がない。
It's like, well,
一体何をしようというのですか?
I'm trying not to progress with this Holy Grail war and just forget about it for one day. Give me this one day, please. Saber's pretty clearly frustrated. I kind of figured something like this would happen, but things are looking even bleaker than I thought since she clearly thinks that we're going out of town to search for masters.
まいった。ここまで行ってもわからないんだな、セイバーは。要するに、俺はデートしようって言ってるんだけど、どうかな?
Did they have the concept of dates in medieval England? I ignore Tosaka's stare as I speak to Saber. I'm not sure how much Saber understands.
そのような言い方ではわかりません。具体的な内容を提示してくれませんか?
Why do you want to go on a spot on the calendar? That's not what I meant. She looks even more irritated. And suddenly, it's like a switch flips in my head. Again, the switch. There's no sense beating around the bush here. It'd be best if I were to just be blunt with her.
シロー、街に出るというのなら従いますが、デートをしようとはどういうことなのか説明してください。いくらこの時代に慣れていると言っても、私にも知らない単語はあります。あまり専門的な略語は使わないでほしい。
Ooh, this is gonna be difficult. Tosaka's like, oh god, oh no, I don't know if this is gonna work.
別に専門的な単語じゃないぞ。知らないなら教えてやるけど、デートってのは女の子と遊びに行くって意味だ。
Shiro's like, the only way to really get this through to her is to be as blunt as possible because she won't get it otherwise. Saber goes completely still.
女の子とは私のことを言っているのでしょうか?
She's dazed now, muttering. When I nod yes, Saber looks even more confused.
言葉の意味はわかりましたが、意図が全くわかりません。そんなことをする理由は何ですか?
Sorry, Tosaka's inclusion of just making random faces in the background is great. Because I feel like someone in real life, if this were to happen and you got your mates in the back, it's like, yeah, they would be like reacting, but trying not to ruin the moment. I wasn't expecting this question. I mean, I know what the point of a date is, but now I'm on the spot and Saber wants me to explain it to her face. Well...
ああ、もうそんならしくない単語を使うから勘違いさせるのよ。デートなんて言わいい？セイバー。デートってのはね、要するに相引きのことなの。シローは遊びに行くって言うけど、つまるところ 男の子が好きな女の子にアピールするチャンスってわけ。
Yes, I like you. She's like, what? I cough loud. Tosaka may be right, but I'm pretty confident that a date and a tryst are two very different things. But I don't think it's worth mentioning. From her reaction, it looks like Saber finally understands what a date is.
そういうことだ、セイバー。今日一日は戦わないで町に行く。そもそも昼間は人目につくから戦えないだろう。ならどう過ごしてもいいはずだ。
Come on, Shirou, you can't do that. She's married.
それはそうですが、しかしあまりに意味がありません。そのようなことをしてもシローには何ら得るものがないのではありませんか。
No, we gain a lot of things. Please, just do this for me once.
そんなことはないけど、別にそうでも構わないぞ。今日はセイバーのために使うって決めたんだから、俺のことは気にするな。とにかく今日は絶対に町に行く。こればっかりは何を言われても変えないからな、セイバー。
I look her straight in the eye. Saber ponders for a while looking serious.
では私が反対した場合でもシローは一人で町に出ると。
ああ、絶対に行く。そうでなきゃ一晩考え抜いたのがバカみたいだ。
Saber's like, can I not go?
それでは私が付き添わないわけにはいきません。サーバントとしてマスターを一人にすることはできないのですから。
Tosaka's like, yeah, he finally did it, yeah! After taking a deep breath, Saber answers in her usual manner. Okay, that could have gone better, but at least I managed to convince her to come out. I shouldn't sweat all the small stuff at this point. Yeah, time for the day! As we step outside, I make the rude gesture at Tosaka since she's made fun of me until the very end. So it's really hard to say. I kind of wonder if Tosaka has feelings for Shirou at this point. Because, like, it's not really too surprising, but, like, there are two other routes. I've already mentioned that one route is for Tosaka, one is for Sakura. But, like, you know that, they're the romantic interest for those respective routes. But I don't actually know if Tosaka has feelings for Shirou in this one. It's kind of obvious that Sakura has feelings for Shirou in, like, all of them. She definitely admires him more than just a senpai. But Tosaka's a different, like, question because we weren't actually familiar with her until this Holy Grail War started. They may have known of each other, as they both mentioned, but they didn't actually interact with each other, so there's no, like, the feelings of love until maybe something happens. But it seems like, so far, Tosaka's been a really, really... what's the right word? A really good friend, but I do kind of wonder if there's something beyond that, at least from her POV, because, I mean, from Shirou's POV, he still, like, kind of crushes on her, respects her, kind of, like, but he kind of chose Saber.
それで具体的にはこれからどうするのですか、シロ。
どうするって、とりあえず隣町に出る。交差点からバスが出てるからそれに乗っていこう。
And that'll be the CG. The hilly path is unusually quiet. It's a little past 9 in the morning on a weekday and the town is starting to come alive, but it must be a little early to be heading out somewhere else. There's no one on the road, so it's like we have the road to ourselves.
そういえば、学校休むのに抵抗がなくなってるな。ここのところずっと家にこもってたし。
Yeah, so like, has the school ever recovered from the rider attack, or are most of the students still in the hospital? I don't actually... Right now we're on day 14. How long ago was that? I want to say that was like 10? No, that was day 9. So that was... No, that's even... No, yeah, that was day 9. So that was 5 days ago. I don't know how badly people were injured. No one died, I believe, but... I guess maybe they're... 5 days is not too unreasonable for a hospital visit if it's, that kind of injury.
当然でしょう。シロはマスターなのですから、おいそれと出歩く方がおかしいのです。
That being said, they better wish they got that health insurance because that's gonna build up. Oh wait, they're not in the States. Saber's tone is sharp. Saber following behind me is nothing new, but it feels different today. I feel this immense pressure directed at me, and that's putting it mildly. She's like, why the fuck are we wasting time? Why the fuck are we wasting time? I can tell Saber is gonna be tough to handle. We get on the bus. It would have been stuff of people about an hour ago, but it's only a handful of people using it now. The only people on the bus are old women with children, so it feels like we have a place to ourselves.
Saber,
Oh.
一番後ろに座ろう。
This is a very colorful shot of the bus. With the mixture of like the blue plus like the red, or rather more like light purple shade on the corners. It's actually really nice. I call it to Saber, who for some reason tries to sit at the front of the bus and lead her to the wider seats at the back. Has she ever been in a car, actually? I know she's been in a car in Fate Zero. And here we're just staring at the back of her head. I'm not really familiar with how, like, you know, how to tie up your hair. I'm a guy with relatively short hair, and I've always kept it that way. But like, how do you? We saw Saber with her hair down before, and it actually goes like a little bit past shoulder length, I believe. But with her hair like tied up like that, like how do you even do it? I actually don't know. Oh, whoops. Saber quietly looks out over the passing scenery. I steal a glance at her and realize how crazy I am for what I'm trying to do today. Taking the bus to a nearby town is an ordinary thing for me. But here, on this ordinary place, something extraordinary is happening. Or, well, I'm finding myself questioning whether I'm actually doing this whole date thing. My mind starts spinning and whirling like some kind of complex cube puzzle. It's called a Rubik's Cube. Crap, I'm getting really nervous. It's kind of getting out of control. She's so pretty. I take a deep breath to calm myself down so Saber won't notice. But then, and I know this is stupid, I take another look at Saber. Is she looking back? Nope, it's a side view. My heart skips a beat. I hardly recognize Saber as she sits next to me. Or, well, it's less that I don't recognize her than it is that the situation itself is unrecognizable. It makes me realize that she's something else. She's different. I didn't realize it when we were back home. This ordinary, everyday life seems to me like it's become something entirely new and different just because Saber's here. Her golden blonde hair, her green eyes, this alone are enough to make her overwhelmingly beautiful. I mean, you got an entire group of people that have blonde hair and green eyes, bro. It hadn't really crossed my mind since I had never really had much to compare to her to. I remember the first time I met Saber. I guess she was also, you know, side profile, staring to the left. And the first time we meet Saber, I must have been avoiding her because I was too embarrassed to admit that I was admiring Saber. No matter what Saber says, to me, she's a girl before she's a swordswoman. I was gonna say swordswoman by accident. I didn't know how to react to her, and I didn't understand my feelings for her. Oh man, to him it really was like love at first sight. I have to admit, I know I sound stupid. I've developed trust and affection for Saber, past the point of no return, and now I've decided to go on a date with her. The order of events is all backwards, and now as I get off the bus, I finally realize what a big deal it is to go on a date with a girl I like. But she's not looking at me! But that's okay. I can only give it my all, so I can't very well take it all back and cower in fear now. I calm myself and try to shake off my ridiculous apprehension. The bus crosses the bridge and drives towards the development area and its masses of tall buildings. I breathe out, almost whistling, and ready myself. The familiar bus announcement tells us that we've arrived at Shinto Station. We've reached the city. It's only 9 in the morning, but the area around the station is already busy. Most of the shops don't open until around 10 o'clock, but cafes and smaller bookshops are starting to open up. Wait, what time is it? Did you say 9? 9! There are already more people here than you expect in Miyama, even if it were a weekend. We get off the bus, and Saber looks around the area displeased. She's like, this is what you took me out for? You know we're wasting time, right? I don't blame her. She hasn't really agreed to the whole date thing, and everyone's staring at her now. I doubt she loves that. Yeah, this happens in Tsukihime too, but she's standing out a little bit because she's a foreigner. Unfortunately, I mean, I don't know about. I mean, in Tokyo you can see them, but when you see a foreigner, you're like, oh yeah, that's a foreigner, that's a tourist. In a place like America, it's a lot harder to tell due to how many the cultural mingling that we have, but in Japan it's very, very different. But this discomfort is bound to follow us around all day. The only cure for this I can think of is Saber enjoying her so much that she forgets all the awkwardness. Ugh, did he just? Oh, he slapped himself in the face. I smacked my fist into my hand, never mind, and look over to Saber.
Saber, 初めに聞いておくけど、どこか行ってみたいところはあるか？せっかく来たんだから、今日ぐらいは好きなことをしてもいいだろう。
I want to go somewhere else and find masters.
さあ、別にこれといって興味のある場所はありませんから。そもそも私にそのような選択をする知識はありません。
本当か？そりゃ参ったな。じゃあ本当にここからは出たとこ勝負なわけか。セイバーに行きたいところがなくて、こっちもどこに行っていいかわからないんじゃ前途多難だ。
Okay, I don't know what kind of dyslexia I had just now, but when I was reading it, when I got to like the I don't know where to go, on the side of my view, I saw the word grim, but my mind registered it as gym, so I thought he said, I don't know where to go, but we should head to the gym for a day. I thought that's what it said.
まさかとは思うのですが、何の計画も立てていないのですか？
Are you kidding me? I've been thinking about this for 12 hours, and you're absolutely right, I have no plans.
いや、少しはあるけど、中身はガラガラ。とりあえず、手当たり次第に店をはしごしよう。
That's kind of hard too. I don't have that much money. I know some stores I enjoy, but I have no idea what girls like. Honestly, if I had known that this would happen to me someday, it would have been smart to go out with a girl from class at least once.
まったく反論するわけではありませんが、シロはどうかしています。
That's true.
休憩を取ろうという考えはまだいい。ですが、その休憩すら明確な予定を立てていないとは何事ですか？
It's just a waste of time. Crap. Now Saber's in lecturing mode. This is the first time she's ever given me such an earful outside of the dojo. She wasn't into this from the start, and I figured all the people staring at her wouldn't help, but I didn't realize it'd be this bad.
かねてからあなたの見積もりの甘さには一言したかったのです。あなたは周りのことは目に入ってるくせに、どうも自身に対する扱いが存在です。結果、齟齬を埋めるためにあなた自身が対価を払わなくてはならなくなる。
This is how we're spending our day off, getting lectured.
聞いているのですか、シロ？
Sorry, what'd you say? I was just looking at your beautiful face.
聞いてるよ。要するに、今こうしているのが納得いかないんだろ、セイバー。まあ、俺に連れ回されてもつまらないのは目に見えてるし、嫌がるのは当然だろうけど。
いえ、そういうことではなく、私は今はこのようなことをしている場合ではないと。
それも分かってる。けど聞かない。俺は今日一日セイバーに付き合ってもらうって決めたんだ。
Oh right, by the time of recording, they actually announced that Fate Hollow Ataraxia is going to be released later this year, in 2025. That's kind of surprising to me. That being said, after I finish this playthrough, I am not hopping directly into it because that's just too much visual novel, too much Fate at one go. But I'm gonna play it, soon after this. But there is one game I want to play after Fate's Day Night.
こればっかりはなんて言われようと曲げない。絶対だ。
I look straight at Saber. The only thing Saber can do is look back at me in shock.
ただ言いたいことがあるなら聞く。文句もあるだろうし、そういうのは今のうちに言っておいてくれ。その方がお互い気兼ねしなくて済む。セイバーが俺とデートするのが嫌だって言うんなら、別の方法だって考える。
あ、いえ、何もそこまでする必要はないと言いますか。
I wasn't that mad, actually, Baka. It's odd seeing Saber at a loss for words.
なら文句はないんだな。セイバーにリクエストがないんだから、どこ行ったって怒るなよ。
Maybe we should go to an aquarium. I hear those are popular. That sounds good, so I grabbed Saber's hand. Oh!
シロ、文句はありませんが、何も手をつかむ必要はないのではありませんか？
I think this is a new expression. Yeah, especially with her blushing and like her kind of looking up that way. I kind of forgot that Saber's kind of short apparently. So yeah, and she kind of looks vulnerable here compared to when she usually is relatively rigid.
いや、時間ももったいないし、少し走るからな。 案内するから、はぐれないようについてこい。
Yes, carry me in your arms and I'll tell you how to go there. Oh,
いえ、こんな状態ではその
you saw it light up, now she's actually blushing. Oh man, this So, I've mentioned this many times, but my favorite Fate work is Fate Zero, and you know, Fate Grand Order is also great, but has many great stories, but Fate Zero has always been the definitive Fate piece for me. And Saber is just so different, and it makes sense. Her master for Fate Zero was Emiya Kiritsugu, who was also a completely different person. But she's just so different from how she was in Fate Zero. I mean, her earlier appearance in this game is kind of similar to how she was in Fate Zero. She was very chivalrous, she was very respectful, and like that. But now she never really showed a sign of vulnerability, especially not like this, until like certain moments where it was more like she realized her weakness rather than she realized that she can be weak. So yeah, it's I don't really know what's the right word for it. I don't think it's gap moe, but it's also like kind of like how she's like, oh, Kiritsugu was a completely different person. He's like a hero to you. He's respectable. I just can't really imagine this, and it feels kind of similar. I start running without waiting for Saber's reply. I've been pretty clear with Saber, so no more being pathetic in front of her. For now, I just need to escort her to every place I can think of. Saber's hand in mine, I run through the crowd. Apparently Saber's given up resisting, and she just follows obediently. She's like, oh, alright, yeah, okay, yeah, let's just do this. It's a little before 10 o'clock. We have 2 hours until lunchtime, so I'm gonna make the most of that and really knock Saber's socks off. You're gonna have to buy me a new pair of socks, please. Those 2 hours were like a storm. We're in a mall. Wait, let's see what we can see here. I can't really see much. Honestly, it's just, you know, buying clothes and whatnot. First, we tried a boutique I normally never go to, but we tried our hand at bowling while I taught her the rules. Sorry, my mental image of Shirou trying to teach Saber bowling is Saber shot putting the bowling ball. Or like pitching it like a baseball. I couldn't find the aquarium, but we did feed birds at the park. I'm not used to looking at Saber silhouette like this. To be honest, I thought this was CL for a second from Tsukihime, but if it weren't for that Ohoge, yeah, I would not have recognized Saber. We visited interesting antique shops that ended up being a lot of fun, and I maintain that we're not going to the movie theater was the right choice. Unlike a certain someone who brought his date to a movie theater, but she loved it. Anyway, I spent the whole time taking her places I figured a girl might like, and it was 2 hours of failure and defeat. However I tried to spin it, the day wasn't really shaping up to be a date. It felt more like a battle to the death, in which the first person to give up loses. Wherever I took Saber, she acted exactly like she always had done. Once in a while, she would fall so quiet, I would start to worry if she were truly angry. Sure, you're wasting my fucking time like this? Look at this light tower. I don't give a shit. Her lack of reaction made it clear that she was not having fun, which pushed me to try even harder each time. Sorry, it was the lighthouse. I don't know why I was thinking clock tower, and that light tower is not technically wrong, but it was a word that came out. And so I ran all around the city, desperate to make Saber smile, but noon came before I actually accomplished anything. Oh man, this is difficult. And with Saber's reminder that it's lunchtime, I decided to take a short break. However, bingaling. What? I mean, it's not terrible. I mean, the first thing I really think of was the one little restaurant in Ace Attorney, Trials and Tribulation. Those who know. It was a French restaurant that looked, I'm not gonna say similar, but decorated similar, and you know, had a lot of really bad food. I couldn't help but blurt out as we sit down. Oh, this is a coffee shop. That was the only advice Tosaka gave me last night. This is gonna be the thing that grabs her. Tosaka was right this entire time. So I did as she suggested and picked this restaurant, but never imagined it'd be so pretentious. I took a look at the menu. Luckily, the menu has Japanese translations next to all its foreign text, so I can at least figure out what all the dishes are. The problem is that I've never even heard of any of these dishes, and the prices are outrageous.
火星かここは。何を頼んでいいのか全くわからないぞ。
Oh shit!
本気で。
You heard it here, France is on Mars! I stared at the menu and growled.
シロ、ここには昼食を取るために立ち寄ったのではないのですか？
Saber looks and sounds a little concerned.
そうなんだが、いかんせん勝手が違うというか。
I look up. What I see? Oh, is Saber looking like a cornered rabbit? She's like, I want food. Give me food, Saber. Give me food, Shirou.
セイバー？
落ち着かないのなら、今だけでも屋敷に戻りましょう。
Oh, wow.
シロが用意してくれるものの方が。
Your food is better, Shirou. I want you to feed me breakfast every morning.
それは家に帰りたいってことか？
いえ、屋敷に帰りたいわけではなくですね。今日
Aw.
はひどく緊張したので、普段より疲れてしまったのです。
I feel like you can hear her voice like higher than normal, showing that she is kind of nervous.
本当か。そうか。ここで飯にして一息ついたらまた街を出歩こうと思ったんだけど、セイバーが疲れたんならしばらくここで休憩しようか。
まさかそのようなことはありません。疲れたというのは語弊がありました。
Her mental battery is done, man. She's too nervous to function. Oh! Saber stops. Fortunately, I'm the only one who hears that faint squeak from her stomach. Oh, no. Oh, she could have just told me that she was hungry.
申し訳ありません。つまり昼食は早めにしてもらえると助かる。
That's what I said. Food, Shirou. Food. Give me it to me now.
了解。そうだな。面白みがないけど無難なところを頼んでみて、さっさと飯にありつこうか。
It should be easy to if a light snack is all we need, or two things that seem like lunch dishes and we quickly eat. Oh darn! I want to see the food. Oh, while I'm drinking my after meal coffee, I start to think about what to do in this afternoon. What I learned this morning is that physical stuff like bowling is no good. Saber is extremely competitive. That in itself is good, but Saber's looks already draw enough attention, and when she gets like that, well, she stands out even more. After we finish the game, Saber got sulky because of all the attention she drew.
そんなわけで体を動かすのは避けると。なあセイバー、2度目になるけどどこか行きたいところってあるか？
私にですか？いえ、特にはありません。私ではわかりませんから、このままシロにお任せします。
Just take me somewhere, please. Saber lifts her teacup as she speaks. She ordered black tea to have after her meal, and it seems like she enjoys its flavor. I hardly serve black tea at home, and even if I did, it'd just be cheap tea bags. Saber must not have been satisfied with the drinks I've been serving at home, since it looks like she prefers black tea. You know, she is from Britain. Well, I should be more mindful about that starting tonight. Yes. Saber isn't doing much. She's just drinking her tea. She doesn't seem particularly happy, but she doesn't exactly look bored either. I guess that's just being Saber? As sunlight pours in through the window, Saber sits up straight, gracefully, sipping from her teacup. And suddenly she opens her eyes and realizes that she drew so much attention because she looks super graceful. It's the first time I've seen her do this, but it seems so natural that it's like I've seen it a million times before. I don't know why I'm thinking that. Saber, at least as I know her, is always serious, only focused on wielding her sword on fighting.
あ、そうか。
It's only natural. I only think of her as a girl who takes up her sword. But once she sets her sword aside, Saber is always calm and gentle. Yeah, she's not a girl, she is Saber. You have to think about her, not just her being a girl. This scene doesn't feel new or unnatural to me because it's just her being who she is. No matter how skilled a swordswoman she is, this is just Saber being normal. Or wielding her sword isn't what makes her exceptional. I once thought while I was dreaming that she was just suited for fighting, or she was suited for fighting, not just. I don't think I'm wrong there. No matter how great her sword skills are, no matter how many battlefields she's been on, as long as she's really herself, she couldn't have found the battlefield a comfortable place to be. That is why this is how it's supposed to be. Saber is not wielding a sword. She's just resting and unwinding. She belongs in this serene setting. Aw, that was actually kind of nice. Like realizing what kind of person Saber is, outside of, you know, the armor, realizing that, you know, she's not just a girl, but she's calm and she likes, you know, peace. Nothing changes in the afternoon. I take her every shop. I take her to every shop I can think of, and Saber follows. Whoa, this music is really cheerful. At least it's not as awkward as earlier in the morning. Either I'm getting used to the situation, or Saber's giving up. Oh my god, fine, just take me. She's still quiet, but the more I watch her, the more I notice that she looks either angry or not angry, which is really confusing. Whenever I see Saber coming out of a store looking excited, I feel this sense of accomplishment. It makes me really happy. Then, after a careful consideration of what Saber might like, I know what he's getting. Yeah, it's the doll store. I'm not certain, but I determined this is the shop most likely to please Saber. Is that one part from when we talked to Fujimura, yeah. I forgot. We had that like one CG of Saber with her lion, and it was like freaking adorable. And I have no idea where. Oh, here it is. Yeah, I used that as a thumbnail one time. Saber stands in front of the store, mouth agape. I'm not sure if her shoulders are trembling because she's angry or excited. I just can't tell. Look at her. She's in heaven.
Shirou, ここは
Look at all these monsters. We must slay them all.
街で一番品揃えのいいぬいぐるみ屋だってさ。男子禁制らしいんで立ち寄ったことはなかったけど。
Men aren't allowed. Wow. Obviously, it's not that men aren't allowed in stores. They just get embarrassed as fuck because they gotta seem manly, of course. It's just that most of the customer base are girls, so there's this unspoken rule about men not going inside. Besides, there are only girls in the store right now. Saber, with her beautiful blonde hair, is drawing attention while I'm drawing glares for being a guy. They must all be trying to keep me out of their sanctuary. And I can't agree more. Even I don't think guys should be in a store like this. Bro, no, I would love this place. Hug everything. What is that thing in front of the monster, the bear in the front? It looks like Mike Wazowski got like brutalized. What the fuck? Actually, oh my god, I see the mushroom. I see it. You're there, Kinoko. Oh my god. I wonder if there are any other Easter eggs. That's kind of funny. Oh man. That's good job.
ま、せっかく来たんだから周りは気にせず見て回ろう。そういえば好きな動物っているか？
Oh yeah, she does.
その主に獅子やヒョウなどは愛らしいと思っているのですが。
It's the circle of life. Just chuck Simba out the window. I find myself turning away and fighting not to laugh. I'm not sure why Saber's liking lions is strange.
シロ、今の行為は不自然です。何か言われのない怒りを覚える
It
のです
fills
が。
me with an inexplicable sense of rage.
いや、悪い悪い。ライオンってのがあんまりにもセイバーらしかったんで。
It suits you because you are my king. You dropped your crown, my king.
人の趣味を笑うのは良くないことです、シロ。それにライオンも悪くありません。
だからすまなかったって。お詫びにいいとこに連れてくから、それで機嫌を直してくれ。
I try to fight down my laughter and walk into the store. Let's see. Looks like the animal stuffed toys are over there. Are they not throughout the entire shop? And it takes about an hour to get from one end to the store to the other. I watch in silence as Saber stares at the stuffed animals while I worry about the dozen or so sets of eyes, of prying eyes staring at me from around the store. I've never been so exhausted in my life as I am today. Not even when you had Berserker chasing you as you ran through the forest. That the terrifying thing is that we've only made it through half the store. Saber frequently is paralyzed. That is, she often stops and stares at a stuffed animal. Even after all this time, we're only halfway through the store. Saber seems very interested in the other half of the store, so I guess I'll just hang around while she does what she wants here.
シロ、どうしたのです？ため息をついて。
ああ、ちょっと疲れた。こんな程度で値を上げるほどやわじゃないんだけどな。ここは特別だ。やっぱり慣れないことはするもんじゃないのか。
I heave a sigh. I don't mind people staring at us when we're just walking around, but I'm uncomfortable when we're in this girly shop. When you're mentally drained, the first part of your body that feels it is your legs.
そういうセイバーは大丈夫か？こういう店初めてだろ？疲れた。
確かに私も落ち着きませんが、シロの方が居心地が悪そうです。ここだけではなく、先ほどの店もその前の店でもそうでした。まさかとは思うのですが、シロは自分で行きたくない場所を選んでいるのではないですか？
Suddenly, those words dispel all the worries and mental exhaustion I felt earlier.
そうだな。正直に言えば、あえて苦手なところを選んでるけど。
やはりどうかしています、シロ。慣れないと分かっていて、なぜこのような場所ばかり選ぶのです。それではあなたが。
いや、だって女の子にはこういう場所のが似合うだろう。遊びに行こうって連れ出したのは俺なんだから。今日はセイバーの日なわけだし。
It's your day, Saber, just for you.
それに、そう居心地悪くないぞ。セイバーがいるから大丈夫。隣にこれだけ美人がいるんだから、妬まれることはあれ、場違いだって思われることもないし。
Yes, I'm with a beautiful girl.
何をバカな。武装していなくても私はサーバントです。いかに非戦闘時だからといって私を女性扱いする必要はありません。普段通りサーバントとして扱ってください。
バカはそっちだ。普段通りも何も、セイバーは初めっから女の子じゃないか。別に今日だけ気を使ってるわけじゃないし、今日の俺っていつもと違うか。
She's bewildered. Saber's mouth hangs open as if she's only just now realizing this.
いえ、同じです。あなたはいつも通りのシローでした。
だろ？だから俺に気を使う必要なんてないぞ。
We're acting the same, just in a different place.
ほら、それじゃ行こう。一番気に入ったものを買うんだから、あと半分も見ないとダメだろ。
I take Saber's hand. She offers no objection as I tug her along.
そうでした。初めからそうだったのに、今になって
Oh no.
気がつくなんて。
Why did the music go out? She murmurs to herself, sounding dazed. Okay. Kind of want to see where we are in the flowchart. Okay, so we had here, which is buying a present. Okay, seems like we're gonna return home. The uncomfortable day passes by in a flurry. Saber never laughs, not once during the whole day, so neither do I. No part of the day was particularly memorable, but neither was there any painfully boring aspect. Basically, nothing significant happened. Nothing happened. The way it went, maybe Saber would be happy if we stayed in the dojo and trained together. But today wasn't all that bad either. Even if it didn't end up being all that exciting, I should be proud that I at least managed to take Saber around. After the war is over, and once everything goes back to normal, I don't want to look back on all this and realize that all the time I spent with Saber was in combat. Even, that's a good point. I mean, everything was either at home or in combat. At home, they had this really, what's the right word? Weird relationship where it's just completely respectful of each other all the time, unless they had differing opinions. Or Saber's being Shirou up because they were, training. So it felt like very professional rather than very personal. But it got a little bit more personal here. Yeah. Even if this entire date was stupid, she needs to spend some time doing something other than fighting, or there's no point in her being here. So yeah, I should be proud of myself. The end is near. When everything is done, and when there's no need to fight anymore, if Saber can look back on this moment, that's enough for me. Aww. It's actually really nice, now knowing her situation, because she's not dead yet. So everything that happens here, unlike for a lot of servants, she's going to remember. It will be saved in her memories before she becomes a servant, gets recorded into the Throne of Heroes, and have copies made of her. So this kind of means that in copies of Saber that we see in different media, like in FGO, she's actually witnessed this Holy Grail war before, and we don't know if she wins this one or maybe the next one, or etc. But at the very least, she has memories of Shirou, which is honestly very, very sweet. So it's kind of in a way immortalizing Shirou's actions. So yeah, it's kind of nice. We walk back home just as we're trying to get on the bus.
帰りは歩いて行きましょう。
Saber finally voices a preference. I've been to this bridge before. The winds are picking up. The brilliant sunsets paint the bridge red. Oh, sorry. I was like, that sounded really weird. I think there's a erroneous space. It's supposed to be the brilliant sunset paints the bridge red. Saber noticed something, stops, and looks over the bridge into the river. She's looking at the mountain of rubble. I say it's a mountain, but the pile isn't really that high. Steel frames and other things are piled up just a little below the water level, and it's only slightly disturbing the flow over the river. I don't know what happened, but some boats probably sank, and then pieces of it drifted here. I hear some of the neighboring residents have been complaining, trying to get rid of the pile since it's so unsightly. This is really random, to be honest.
いえ、まだ残っていたのかと。あれの原因は私ですから。前回の戦いで水上戦を余儀なくされ、ここで宝具を使ってしまった。
Wow, that's true. She did use her noble phantasm there in the river. I remember because that was basically like the midpoint of the Fate Zero. It was very significant. I think it was the first time she used her noble phantasm in Fate Zero actually, and that's when the Sword of Promised Victory got like, you know, seared into my memory. But does it have anything to do with a boat? I don't think so because that was more recent. She's just talking about the river, I believe.
被害は川を干上がらせただけでしたが、運悪く停泊していた船
Never
に引き込んでしまったの
mind.
です。
That ship has been damaged for the last decade, and they didn't bother fixing it.
はあ、巻き込んだってまさかエクスカリバーにか。
そうなのですが、幸い乗客はいませんでしたし、被害も大きくなかったんです。川だって今では元通りですし、そう怒らなくてもいいではありませんか。
It wasn't my fault. I was told to use it and Excalibur that ship into the river.
私だって反省しているのですから。
I should be more careful. When we use Excalibur, I need to be mindful to use it somewhere where there's a lot of open space, like out here.
シロ、まだ怒っていますか？
いや別に怒ってない。ただびっくりしただけだ。あとはまあ前回の名残って結構あるんだなって。中央公園のあれのに比べたら川の瓦礫なんて問題じゃないだろう。まあ船の持ち主は災難だったとは思うが。
それはご安心を。船の持ち主には保険が下りたと規律が言っていましたし、もともと緩衝材にするつもりで船を止めさせたのですから。船体を壁に見立てて宝具の威力を削いだのですね。
Wow. That shit was intentional. Kiryu was like, alright, aim, wait, we need this dampener so we don't hit the city. Okay, fire!
なんだ、じゃあ初めから承知で船を壊したってことか。
She's like, I didn't know. Kiryu
承知していたわけではありません。あれはキリツグが私に黙って用意していたものです。
let me just break this boat.
そうですね。キリツグには戦いの流れが読めていたのでしょう。船を用意する前もその後も一言も口にしなかったので気がつきませんでしたが。
And then Saber looks down at the river, probably thinking back to that earlier Holy Grail war. The surface of the water glitters with the reflected sunlight. The wind coming from the river flutters Saber's hair. Oh, CG. Whoosh, she's so beautiful.
Saber.
Oh, I was hoping to get a CG.
楽しかったか。
I thought we would get one because of the flowchart. I'm suddenly scared Saber's gonna disappear, so I ask a question it's probably better not to voice. Oh, there we go.
はい。何か言いましたか、シロ。
Let me just have this moment. Look at her gorgeous face. Yes.
言った。今日は楽しかったか聞いた。
I hold my breath. Saber looks a little confused.
そうですね。新鮮でないと言えば嘘になります。
She says it fondly, like she knows she'll never have another day like this. Which is exactly why I already knew her answer. The only thing left for me to do is nod in agreement, and then walk her home. At the least, things can still go back to normal if I leave it at that.
そうか。
I look at Saber and nod.
ならまた行こう。こんなの別に今回限りってわけじゃないんだから。
Aww. I think what Shiro's trying to do is basically give her a chance to experience what she deserves to experience. Not just, suffer for the people and, kill her feelings to become a king, but rather make it so that she can live the life she never had as, just an ordinary girl. It's not like about identity, it's about like just having a better life, because the life she had as King Arthur, you can see that she regrets it and she never really had a moment for herself. But now, maybe like days like this, even though it's, kind of worthless in the grand scheme of things, it can mean a lot to some people. Certain days are like, it kind of gets seared into their memories because, something kind of normal could be, the best day of someone's life, and this could be Saber's. I mean, it already seems like it could be Shirou's. It's maybe a dangerous thing to say. Aw, she's frowning now. It's also like, if she bites, then Shirou gets what he wants. Saber stays, lives a life with him, and that's, exactly what he wants. If she doesn't, then she'll at least have the memories of this day, knowing that she's at least had one day where she was just a normal girl. Saber's expression hardens. I think she realizes what I'm trying to say. She looks directly at me and silently shakes her head. There will not be a second time. This happened today, and that's where it will stay. I know exactly what Saber's going to say. I know I won't be satisfied with her answer, but I ask anyway.
なぜも何もない。サーバントは戦うために存在するものです。今日のような行為は自らの存在を否定することになる。シローが休憩すべきだと判断したから従いましたが、もうこの先は体を休める必要はないでしょう。残る敵は少ない。シローが命じるなら今すぐにでもランサーを探し出したいほどですが。
She focuses on me, eyes blazing with her fighting spirit. Saber seeing that she can head into battle any time if she's ordered to, and that really sets off my anger.
なんだよそれ。そんなに戦いたいのか、お前は。
当然でしょう。戦えば戦うほど聖杯に近づくのです。私にとって戦闘は何よりも優先すべきことです。それは素人って分かっているはずですが。
ああ、分かってる。だからおかしいんだ。前から言いたかったんだけどな。矛盾してるぞ、お前。セイバーは戦いが大事だっていう割に自分から戦いたいなんて思ってないだろう。他に手段がないからいやいや戦ってるに過ぎないんじゃないのか。
そんなことはありません。私は戦闘をためらわない。勝利するためならば手段は選ばないと言ったでしょう。
Yeah, she did say that, but that doesn't mean she likes fighting.
できる範囲でだろ。いいか、セイバー。単純に他のマスターを倒して聖杯を手に入れるっていうんならさ、ライダーみたいに人を襲って力を得ればいい。だけど、
that's a
セイバーは
contradiction.
それが嫌なんだろう。
I'll do anything, but not actually anything.
それは
無関係な人間を巻き込みたくないんじゃない。いざ戦いになれば人は死ぬものだとお前はよく分かっている。そうだからこそお前は戦闘を最小限に抑えたがっていた。戦えば死者は出る。だから早く終わらせたいって。つまりさ、お前は犠牲者が出る戦いってやつがたまらなく怖いんだ。
Saber's eyes grow wide, like she's seen a ghost, but quickly narrows. Sorry, she grits her teeth.
違います。私は戦いを怖がってなどいません。
そうだな。確かにお前は初めから怖がってなんていなかったと思う。そんな個人の恐怖なんて王の使命とやらで塗りつぶされていたんだろうから。
I thought she was gonna say something.
だけどそれでもお前は戦いを嫌ってる。お前は単に強くて戦いが上手かっただけだ。けどはっきり言うぞ、お前は戦いになんて向いていない。本当は剣を取ることさえ嫌だったはずだ。戦うことだけが目的だっていうのはお前自身がお前をごまかすための言い分に過ぎない。
On top of that, why didn't anyone around her, even herself, figure it out and just say something?
シロ、
God damn it, Wind.
いくらあなたでもそれ以上の侮辱は許しません。
図星だから我慢できないんだろう。認めたら 戦えなくなるからな。
I hear a grinding sound. Saber is glaring at me, trying to hold back her anger. I can't back down now. I know I'm right. I can't back down.
だからやめろよ。お前だってやめたがってるんだろ。剣なんて自分に向いてないって分かってるんだろ。ならやめてしまえばいい。サーバントなんてやめて、もっと自分に向いたことをしろ。
Eating? It's not too late for her to try to find whatever real human happiness she's always wanted. And for that, I would...
バカなことを。私に戦う以外の選択肢などありません。この私は聖杯を手に入れるためだけのものです。王の誓いを守るためにこの身を差し出した。それ以外の自分の使い道など私には許されない。
She's just an object seeking to obtain the Holy Grail. That's what ticked me off the most. Why does she talk like she's only trying to convince herself? Everyone around her took her at her word because she kept insisting on stuff like this.
バカ、そんなことあるか。道なんていくらでもある。お前はここにいるんだ。昔のお前とは違う。ならこれからは自分のために生きなきゃダメだ。間違っても聖杯を。
What I say next is what I hope for the most.
どうでもいい他人のためなんかには使うな。ここにいるならセイバーはここで幸せにならなきゃダメだ。
My ears pick up the sound of wind. Saber doesn't answer. She doesn't nod. She only looks straight in my
そ
eyes.
の言葉にはうなずけない。私はあなたに従うと契約した。だが心まで預けたわけではありません、マスター。
But I gave you my heart. Saber speaks slowly and clearly.
王の誓いは破れない。私には王として果たさなければならない責務がある。アーサー王の目的は聖杯の入手です。それが叶おうとも私はアルトリアに戻ることはないでしょう。私の望みは初めから一つだけ。剣を手にした時からこの誓いは永遠に変わらないのですから。
なんでだよ。セイバーがやらなくちゃいけないことはそんなんじゃないだろう。そんな最後まで報われないなんて間違ってる。お前には聖杯なんて必要ない。それに
Besides, Saber's wish won't come true. What's already happened can't be changed.
セイバー、起きてしまったことをやり直すなんてできないんだ。いや、それはやってはいけないことだと思う。そんなことぐらいお前だって気づいてるんじゃないのか。
いいえ、決してそんなことは。
なら言ってやる。たとえどんなにひどい結末だろうと起きてしまったことを変えるなんてできない。
Unless you load a save file.
できなかったからやり直しがしたいなんて、そんなのは子供のわがままと同じじゃないか。
Aww. We're in impasse. This is new. I mean, it's the same, like, she's definitely had this sprite before. This is definitely zoomed in. Or not zoomed in, but like a higher res version of it. But, you can tell that she's kind of, it says we're at an impasse, but you can tell that she's thinking. I don't know if she'll change her mind, but she's definitely thinking about it. Saber doesn't say anything anymore, and I don't have any more to say. The sound of the wind stops, just as our conversation ends, or rather, it pauses for a moment. An instant later, it picks back up. I'm back, bitches! Just as I feel the wind on my cheek.
シロなら分かってくれると思っていた。
It becomes a headwind. Oh, she's
今日
resolute
一日無意
now.
に過ごし、言いたかったことはそれだけですか。
It's like it didn't work. It didn't work. Your voice is cold. I think she just spent that time, the time of silence, to kill her feelings again. I hear only rejection in it.
思い上がらないでほしい。あなた程度の人間に私の何が分かるというのです。あなたに私に踏み入る権利などない。戦うなですか。私に守られなければならない未熟なマスターが何を。そのような世まい事を吐くのは一人で戦えるようになってからにしてください。
This is very professional now.
まあそんなことは永遠にありえないでしょう
違う。よまいごとって俺は。
が。ですからよまいごとでしょう。自分のことを考えろですって。それは素人で同じではありませんか。あなたは自分の命が感情に入っていない。
Oh, she's absolutely right.
あなたは私が間違っていると言いますが、あなたの方こそ何かを間違えている。自身より他人を優先するなど死者の考えだ。自身の命の重みも知らない大バカ者がよくもそんなことを言えたものです。
セイバー、お前。
勘に触りましたか。ならいっそのこと契約を解除しても構いません。どうせあなたは聖杯を必要としていない。
She's actually right. I think one thing that really sticks with me about Shirou is I think when Tosaka says, "Yeah, Shirou, I've never seen you laugh," and I try to think back to moments that I remember from Fate, the Fate media that I've read. I'm sorry, not read, that I've watched, and I can't really remember him laughing. He's always he might joke around, but he's never actually like full on like seemingly had like a good time. And we've kind of observed throughout this entire game, Shirou's not like he's not, I call him dumb sometimes, but he's not actually super dumb or anything. He might make some decisions that I don't agree with, but a lot of it is in the basis of him not valuing himself as much as others. He kind of treats himself as a dead person, and he feels like other people's lives are worth more, so he should do whatever he can to save them instead of himself. And if you think about it, Saber's the same way. She doesn't view her life as her own. She views her life as her country's. And if the country can be better without it, then she doesn't need it.
あとは私一人でマスターを破り聖杯を手に入れるだけですから。そんなに戦うのが嫌ならばあなたは遠くで隠れていればいいでしょう。
セイバー、お前それ本気で言ってるのか。
My voice trembles. My teeth are rattling. I'm angrier than I
当
realized.
然です。私の目的は聖杯だけ。それ以外のことなど余計だ。シロ、それはあなたも例外ではありません。
You're not important to me. I need my Holy Grail. I struggle to breathe. I try to fight the blackness encroaching on my vision. Try to get my heart beating again.
このわからずや。いい、そんなに戦いたいってんなら
Oh,
勝手にしろ。
oh
もう
no.
俺は知らないからな。
I can't keep my emotions under control. I yell out some sort of lame excuse, then turn and run. You baka! I run away from her. And for an instant, I think I see Saber just standing there, dumbfounded. That's a new expression. That is really awkward. I'm home, Tosaka.
くそ。
My plan didn't work. I just run. I don't know why I'm mad, only that I am. So I run in a fit of rage.
それ以外のことなど余計だ。シロ、それはあなたも。
Yeah, that stings. You don't matter to me. I grit my teeth. Honestly, I'm getting dizzy just thinking back on what she said. I'm so in focus. I might run into a pole or something. Well, it'd be easier if I could do that. If I was only angry at Saber, I should have taken it out on her like I should have taken it out on her like an idiot and just be done with it. Oh, okay. I was like, you should? And no, he's like, I should have stopped, but he didn't. Well, something else caused my fit of rage. I'm not mad at Saber. I'm so frustrated that I keep running. I don't allow myself to catch my breath because I know I'm a spineless good for nothing. Saber just stands there, gaping at me. I heard her faintly, just as the winds change directions.
シロなら分かってくれると思っていた。
くそ、そんなのわかるか、バカ。
I immediately regret my words and nearly trip. What did those words mean? It sounded like parting words, but also like she'd been about to cry. Now that I think back, that was probably the only honest thing she said. She hung her head as she muttered that to me. Her voice was a mixture of expectation, disappointment, and pleading. Then, who was the betrayer and who was betrayed? They are not mutually exclusive. Go back to my room, man. I run to my room and slam the sliding door. I flop onto the floor, arms and legs splayed. I'm tired of standing. I want to lie down and go right to sleep. But when I lie down, my body's on fire. My heart feels like it's about to burst. My lungs are so desperate to take in oxygen. I ran back here at full speed, not even pausing once, so I can't blame my body for the discomfort. But I feel like I still haven't run enough, but my body is telling me to slow down. It takes a bit, but I manage to calm down. I take a deep breath, hold it, and then release it. After my breathing calms down, there's just one thing left swirling my head, and it's a simple question. What am I really angry about? It's not really something I need to think about. I was running because I know I'm helpless. I can't help Saber. It's so frustrating. I'm angry with myself. He's like, man, I'm trying so hard, but it's not working. I can't. She's listening, but like she won't change her mind. I can't do anything. I said I was gonna make her smile. I decided to protect Saber, but I couldn't do anything, and that makes me so angry.
どうしろってんだ。セイバー自身が自分の幸せを求めていない限り、他人がどうこう言っても無駄だってのに。
That's why I tried to help Saber find happiness on her own. But she told me those efforts were futile, even called me an idiot.
自身の命の重みも知らない。大バカ者。
What do I do with all that? I value my life, and I don't want anything to end it. My life has nothing to do with Saber. Oh man, it has a lot now. Bringing my circumstances into this wasn't fair. No matter how stupid I am, I know for sure that Saber's wrong. I mean, this is very one-minded of Shirou. Saying like, you know, she's wrong, but I'm right, you gotta listen to me. I mean, yeah. Well, if she outright rejects me like that, there's not really anything I can do.
もう勝手にしろ。
Ugh. I roll over to lay flat on my face. Now all I see is a tatami mat, so I might as well close my eyes and empty my mind. I don't care what happens to Saber. The Holy Grail War is so important that she should just marry it. If she's gonna be this stubborn after I've told her this so many times, I should just stay out of it or I'll end up getting burned. Dude, you're already burned. Actually, I may not get out of that mess with only a burn. I might actually get really hurt. Oh, the hell? I've already gotten hurt. This is worse than just getting burned. I met her, fought with her multiple times, and survived. I saw into the depths of her heart for a moment of incredible intimacy. I remember her heat, the light deep inside her. I don't know why I'm remembering this now. There's a faraway grassy field, memories of a girl left behind. The moment I think back to that beauty, nothing matters anymore. What Saber says doesn't matter.
戦うだけのものだ。それなら半端に弱い部分なんて見せるなって言うんだ。
Saber is just unfair. I don't know what exactly is unfair about her, but I do know something is. Angry as I am, I can't hate her. The more I want to forget her, the harder it gets. It's all tangled up.
畜生。惚れた方が負けってこういうことか。
But I can't help it. I can't give up no matter how many times she tells me it's useless. I just have to see it through to the end.
シローなら分かってくれると思っていた。
I remember her face there, on the verge of tears. Does that mean? Will she make that face every time I do something like this?
それでもだ。どんなことになってもうなずくわけにはいかない。
I'm gonna keep doing this, even if I'm wrong. If she's really important to me, I'll never apologize to her. Wow. Well, it's nighttime. I'm surprised. I mean, maybe Tosaka took Ilya out for a walk or something, but like, I thought they'd be like, yo, what happened? Tell us the deets. I think I hear a sound. I'm not sure when the sun sets, but the room's gone dark. Oh, maybe they just read the room and be like, yeah, we shouldn't touch that. I'll give him some alone space. The tickling of the the ticking of the clock is getting annoying.
ちょっと、
There we
いつ
go.
まで寝ぼけてるのよ。いい加減起きてもらわないと困るんだけど。
Huh?
だから起きなさいって。もう10時過ぎよ。ご飯を食べさせろってイリアがうるさいんだから。 起きて相手をしてあげなさい。
Give me food! She sounds upset. Well, at least Ilya's awake now. I snap to full wakefulness. Holy crap, it's 10 p.m.
10時過ぎ
I jump up.
そう。正確には22時17分。夕飯の時間にしては論外ね。
Tosaka stands over me, looking annoyed.
すまん、寝てた。すぐに行くから今で待っててくれ。
それはいいけど、シロ、セイバーは？
Oh, it got really awkward.
いや、ここにいないんなら道場か今じゃないのか。
シロ、私はセイバーがいないから聞いてるの。
Tosaka's serious. You told her she could do it alone. She's like, oh, I'm gonna do it alone. And I instantly realized what that
ま
means.
さか、あいつ帰ってきてないのか。
Bye-bye, no dinner for you.
帰ってきてないってどういうことよ。
Tosaka runs out of the room after me. There's no time to explain. I ignore Tosaka's yelling behind me and I rush outside. What about dinner? Dinner. The town is quiet. Just like yesterday, there's absolutely nobody around. I don't have the patience to think about how odd that is. Saber hasn't come home yet. Actually, I don't blame her. We have this huge argument, and she said she was gonna fight alone. Knowing her, she'd do it too. Saber's nowhere to be found. If I can't find her, that might mean that she's actually fighting Lancer, the final servant, as we speak. But I head straight to one more place. The air near the river is cold. The night's chilly, and when I passed the park, it was so cold, the entire place felt like it was covered in frost. My cheeks and ears sting with the cold, and my breath mists white. If it's that cold in the park, I can't imagine how freezing it's going to be on the bridge with the wind blowing up from the river. He thinks she's still there? This entire time? There I see her, and she's right. She's right where she'd been standing when I ran away. Saber leans on the rail and just gazes out over the water. Maybe she's following the sun, which is long set. She's staring off into the distance, her eyes fixed on a red horizon that's long since vanished. Well, this is awkward. And that's when I realize Saber's strong, but she's weak too. Her dignified appearance is just her way of trying to prove that she can get by without anyone's help. But at the same time, she's so fragile that she might slip through my fingers if I reach for her. She can't do things alone, but she'll probably keep up that front up till the very end. So, just like me, she's been staring up at unreachable stars. All she does is look at the setting sun, as if it's all she knows how to do. I can't leave her alone. If our argument needs a loser, then it's unquestionably me. It's led me to swearing never to let her make that face again. I step out onto the bridge. Saber doesn't hear my footsteps. I approach without a word and then lean against the rail next to Saber.
Saber, 体冷えるぞ。
She jumps in surprise. Saber finally notices me.
シロ、
He turns towards me.
何してんだよ、こんな時間まで。
It'd be awkward to go home. I didn't know where to go.
いつまでも帰ってこないから、遠坂が心配してたぞ。
そうですか。それは悪いことをした。
She's saying because you didn't come home, we didn't have no dinner. No food. You hear that? No food, Saber. No food.
別にいいけどな。けど、なんだってこんなところにいたんだ、お前は。いいよ。
はい。
Whoops.
ここにいたのはまだ行き先が決まっていなかったからです
I don't know where to go, bro.
シローは勝手にしろと言ったでしょう。ですから
Damn.
勝手にしようと思ったのです。
You told me to do whatever I want to do, but I realized I don't want anything.
けれど何をするべきか、何をしたいのか、どこに行きたいのか思い浮かばず、ずっとどこに行くべきかを考えていました。
She sounds like a lost child. Saber doesn't look me in the eyes as she speaks. Maybe she feels guilty. Maybe she does, after the fight we had. I can't blame her for thinking that I must be angry.
申し訳ありません。リンには世話になったと伝えてください。ランサーを倒し、聖杯を手に入れたのなら、シローの元に戻ります。ですから、それまで。
Is she saying that she intends to wander around alone without anywhere to go home to? That idiot.
何言ってるんだ。お前が帰るところは俺んちだろ。飯だって布団だって、ちゃんとセイバーの分を用意してんだから。
ですが
Food and a bed, but no
シロ
purpose.
はもう私のことなど知らないと。
そうだよ。セイバーが何考えてるか俺にはわからない。
I say that. Then I take her hand.
シロ、
うちに帰るぞ。いくらサーバントだからってこんなに冷えたら風邪をひく。早く戻ってあったかいものでも食べよう。
Ah,
ですが私は
it's this expression again.
それと言っとくけど俺は謝らないからな。文句があるなら今のうちに言っとけよ。
I'm crude about it, but I try to avoid her gaze. She stares at me, confused. Saber looks like she wants to apologize, but I ignore her. Maybe that works in my favor. She doesn't say anything. She just follows me in silence, holding my hand. We head across the bridge and into the park. It's 11 o'clock. There's nobody in the park, but it's packed with plenty of decorations, like fountains and streetlights because it's Valentine's Day. I walk briskly. Saber's steps are sluggish. She stood on that bridge for more than 5 hours. She must be freezing and tired. When I tug on her hand, she occasionally stumbles like she's about to fall
セイ
down.
バー、もう少しゆっくり歩こうか。なんか調子が良くなさそうだし。
I turn towards her as she speaks. As I speak, what's
ただそのリンの言葉に踊らされるわけではありませんが、こうして手をつないでいると本当に合いびきのようだなと。
And now we are. And just like that, my face turns bright red, hot red. Hey, it seems like you might be cold, but if you just touch my face, it'll warm you right up.
そうだな。その手離そうか。
I am
セイ
burning
バ
right
ー迷
now.
惑だったらの話だけど。
Oh, she's blinking. Oh, animation.
いいえ、私もこうしている方がいいです。シロウの手は温かくて安心します。
And there our conversation ends. I resume heading home just to cover my embarrassment. Saber follows in silence. Not even sure how much further it is to the house. A little embarrassed by the warmth of our clasped hands, we both leave the park. A lot's happened today, but if we're ending the day with warmth like this, hell, I'll change religions and thank the priest who, indirect as he may be, allowed this moment to happen. Of course, the second I think that.
どこに行く?
Oh no, he's here.
勝手に人のものを持っていくな。小僧。
I thought he was gonna say Zashu. We run into someone we never should have. Boom, 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 boom. The elation I felt vanishes and my mind goes blank. Goosebumps cover my body. Then I realize that I've forgotten how to breathe.
シロウ、
Saber's standing behind me, probably feels the same. She grips my hand tightly in her own. The same way I feel a sense of impending death. Saber feels the inevitable despair.
待たせたな。
Yo, look at his outfit.
約束通り、こうして迎えに来てやったぞ。
I waited 10 years for this shit. Kind of a
じ
simp.
ゃあ
Ah, there we go. There we go. He looks very cozy, actually. The man in gold. The unidentified heroic spirit who annihilated Castor's bone soldiers and even took out Castor with barely any effort. Now that monster stands in front of us. He's so close. We're at exactly the right distance to begin slashing at each other any moment. Death looms right in front of us, even more than when we faced Berserker.
どうしたセイバー? 俺がわざわざ出向いてやったのだ。いつまでも黙っているのは無礼であろう。それとも俺のものになる前に少しばかり遊ぶつもりか？騎士王よ。
Archer stifles a laugh. He's not even looking at me. Saber is his only focus. He admires her like she is a piece of art. Saber's demeanor changes. She must have made up her mind. She's already determined that the man in front of us is an enemy, while I've hardly moved a muscle.
シロウ、何としても衝撃だけは防ぎます。その隙にあなただけは離脱してください。それがどれほど困難かは分かっていますが、あのサーバント相手ではそれが精一杯なのです。
Actually, I kind of want to look at stats for a second. Is Saber's noble phantasm still C? Okay. I can hear the apology in her voice for not being able to do more. Even someone as powerful as Saber can only block his first attack. My chances of getting away from this guy are slim at best. Saber's asking me to forgive her for what's about to happen. probably knows that there's no way for her to defeat the man in gold. I can't let her do that. This is different than when we fought Berserker. I know, though I don't have any proof, that making Saber fight the servant can only end badly. Actually, I do have proof. I know from seeing his noble phantasm last night. Saber can't beat him right now. This is not a matter of her skills as a knight. That's not even the only right way to look at this. No heroic spirit, so long as they remain a heroic spirit, can beat the man in gold.
違う。逃げるのはお前の方だ、セイバー。
シロー
What? I cover Saber and face Archer.
ほう、そうか。マスターがいたのだったな。あまりのみすぼらしさゆえ、犬か何かだと思ったぞ。
Yeah, like a mongrel. He smiles cheerfully. He raises an arm and lazily snaps his fingers. I feel sick. I need to leave right now or I'm dead. There's no rhyme or reason. I just know instinctively that this guy will kill me for standing right in front of him like this.
行け、セイバー。ここからなら境界が近い。あいつなら、あれが相手でもお前をかくまってくれるはずだ。
Kotomina is like, I don't know, I can't do shit against this guy. You know, servants are like another tier above. I can't, God, you look at him. Ugh. I push Saber away and start running, trying to escape the only death I can. Hope isn't inevitable. There's no plan here. I'm just gonna risk it all and run straight at this guy. Then I'm going to protect Saber's sword again, just like when we fought Berserker. Project. Oh, and there goes my legs. I'm blown back. What just happened? The moment he snapped his fingers, something appeared right beside me. It's a giant hammer. It knocks me aside like a piece of trash and I slam hard into the ground. I can't move. My body's completely useless, like all my bones have turned to jelly. I've lost all sensation in my limbs. The pain is dull, so dull, I can't tell if I'm even alive.
殺しはせん。今ここで貴様を潰せば、セイバーも消えてしまうからな。不本意ではあるが、聖杯を呼ぶまでは生かしておいてやろう。
The man laughs. I try to push myself up, but my body won't listen.
だが思い上がるなよ雑種。貴様なぞいなくともサーバントを存命させる方法はある。単に今の状態が最も手がかからぬだけだ。それ以上さ。
Whoops. Well, and then my mind goes blank. He will kill me. If I make even a single move, he will do just what he said he would. I can't possibly move after that kind of warning.
シロー
Saber tries to run towards me.
どこに行く邪魔者はいなくなったのだ。お前が向かうべきはそのようなクズではなかろう。
Look at his face. He's like, oh, Saber, you're coming to me, right? The man in gold won't allow it. He stands in front of me and waits for Saber to reach me. Saber stops and glares at him. The two stand about 10 meters apart. I don't know about Archer, but Saber can close that distance in a heartbeat.
その様子ではまだ俺に下る気はないようだな。
よまいごと英霊になろうと私は王だ。貴様の軍門になど下らぬ。
そうか。いかに王であろうとお前は女だ。
Shirou's like, see, he gets it.
主の前に頭を垂れ使え尽くすが女の幸せであろう。だというのに何を拒む。まさか物もわからぬ小娘でもあるまいし、俺の女になるのは恐ろしいか。
And then Shirou's like, never mind, he's different.
貴様
そう憤るな。俺は奪うだけではない。等しく喜びも与えよう。俺のものになるというのならば、文字通りこの世のすべてを与えてやる。誇るがいい。お前にはそれだけの価値があると認めたのだ。
The man moves. He extends both arms and approaches Saber, as if in a welcoming embrace.
そう。守護者になどなることもなく、死にゆく運命に戻ることもない。
He really knows her entire situation.
もう一度だけ言うぞ、セイバー。このまま俺のものになれ。この世界で共に二度目の生を謳歌しようではないか。
Damn.
断る。
だが断る。
そのようなことに興味はないし、何より貴 様と共に生きるなどまかり間違ってもありえません。
Saber looks straight at Archer as he speaks. She stands firm, not taking so much as a step back. His laughter suddenly stops. I'm not sure what he's found so funny in the first place.
いいぞ。それでこそ俺の見込んだ女よ。はあ、この世に一つ程度は俺に従わぬ者がいなければな。よーし。では力ずくだ。聖杯を手に入れた後、その身に中身をぶちまけてやろう。
Well, shit. That kind of forces her to stay, right?
喜べよセイバー。そうなればマスターなど不要となる。万能の器である聖杯、その力すべてを飲み干すのだからな。サーバントなどと人間の使い魔に甘んじることもなく。
Yeah. That's what he did. He basked in the Holy Grail's stuff. Juice. I don't remember what it's called. Liquids. Yeah. He's so damn smug to that.
アーチャー、貴様の目的は何だ？
She must have realized the only option is to fight him. And before she engages with the enemy, she wants to know why he does what he does.
目的か？さあ、何だったか。あいにくこの世の財はすべて手に入れた身でな。望むものだと当にない。
It's interesting because most servants seek the Holy Grail to wish for something. But for him, he's like, I got nothing. I got everything I want in life. Let me just do another life. Let's do New Game Plus.
聖杯を求めてはいないというのか？
聖杯？ああ、不老不死か。そんなものは蛇にくれてやった。
不老不死を蛇に譲った。
I know who you are. Honestly, I'm really bad at history and mythology, so I don't know who that is. Saber freezes. What just happened? Saber suddenly shakes her head to refute those words.
だがこの世界は面白いぞ。根本は変わらぬが、装飾もここまで来れば別物だ。これならば、再びこの世で君臨するのも悪くない。
Yeah, like look at this. We got internet now. It's so much better than
そうだな。
ancient times.
俺の目的といえばそんなところか。それを効率よく進めるというのであらば、聖杯の力も悪くはないな。
支配欲か。見下げ果てたな、アーチャー。そんなことのために聖杯を欲するとは。
欲するのではない。世の財はすべて我のもの。自分のものを他人に使われるのが我慢ならんだけよ。
You know what really sucks? He's like, all the world's riches belong to me. But in the Fate universe, that's actually factually true because he actually has like all these other noble phantasms. Like, yep, that's mine now.
お前とて、その政権を人に使われては腹立たしいだろう。騎士王よ。
Pale mist shrouds Saber. Whoop, there we go. And in a flash, she's wearing her brilliant silver armor, destroying the clothes that Totsuka previously got for her.
ほう。
He doesn't move a muscle. In the next instant, Saber dashes forward. In the space of a single breath, she rushes at the man and swings her invisible sword at him with deadly speed. Saber goes flying backwards. If Saber's armor materialized by magical energy, Archer's must be the same, and now he's in his golden armor. In the brief space of their rapid exchange, the man in gold arms himself. Saber looks calmly at Archer as she readies her sword. Even his eyes meet hers, his sneers remain.
よいぞ。歯向かうことを許す、セイバ
The enemy happily announces the beginning of battle. Whoosh. A white light bursts in the air between them. Saber's sword, shrouded in a bolt of lightning, cleaves directly towards the Golden Knight. Bling, bling. 1, 2, 3, 4 strikes. Each time Saber's sword strikes, blinding light flashes from the contact. Watching her repeated attacks is like staring at a strobe light. It's just like when I first saw Saber, that night she fought Lancer. Saber channels her excess magical energy into her sword and strikes with such speed and precision that she's all but become a lightning bolt. Oh, we have Archer PNG moving across the screen now. The clang of the swords clash against armor echoes through the air. Archer hasn't even drawn his weapon yet. As Saber's sword strikes him, he barely manages to defend with his head. With his head with both hands. Oh, sorry. Defend his head. I thought I said defend with his head. I'm like, wait, what? He simply doesn't have the skills to block Saber's attack. He's not skillful enough. He's just got that armor, bro. Saber's skill with the sword is vastly superior to his. On top of that, her sword is invisible. Even if Archer draws his weapon, he won't be able to dodge against that invisible blade. It strikes his armor relentlessly. The sword hits the armor, chipping away at it, and sends sparks showering in all directions. The only thing the man can do is ward Saber's blows from his face with his hands. This isn't a fight, it's a massacre. But, in spite of the fury of Saber's attacks, Archer's armor remains intact. If he's still unscathed, even after such a savage assault, that golden armor must be his noble phantasm.
さすがにこれ以上はまずいか。相変わらず底なしの魔力よな。
You only have that when the plot demands it.
を上げるなど、そうあり得ることではないのだが。
Trust me, that was a very big issue. She doesn't have a limitless supply of magical energy. Archer raises his arm, but not towards Saber. I have no idea what he's trying to do, but Archer just stretches his arm up into the night sky.
戯れは終わりだ。その身、ここで俺に捧げるがいい。
Am I hallucinating? No, sorry, hallucinating. Is this an illusion? He has something in his hand. It's a short sword, shaped like a key. Saber plants both feet, unleashing a much more powerful attack against Archer. But Archer bats it aside with his dark red sword. I remember this sword. Saber puts some distance between herself and Archer, glaring at his sword. The enemy wielding such a weapon is a threat, no question. But it also means that he's showing his hand. Whether his noble phantasm is armor or a sword, we'll be able to figure out how to deal with it as long as we can see it. Saber readjusts her stance. Archer's already said his armor is at its limit. If Saber can go back on the defensive with the same amount of fury as before, she should be able to cut through his armor. Even if he pulls out his noble phantasm now, the next blow will decide the match. Interrupted by freaking Kiritsugu, who told me to destroy the fucking Grail. The sword in her hand is still invisible. But not anymore. She readies her sacred sword, still bound up in swirling winds, and faces her enemy. Never mind. Saber seems to know what that noble phantasm is. She puts that distance between them because she knows how to deal with it. She's readying herself to face Archer directly. Each of them wields a sword, and if their powers are equal, then it's a matter of the wielder's skill. And that should mean Saber will win. Yeah, she wouldn't lose.
では来るがいいセイバー。その剣に免じ、俺のすべてを見せてやる。
Look at him. Look at him. The golden dude. I'm gonna be honest, when I first saw this and just saw how much they emphasized the word gold, I thought he was Midas, but I'm like, Midas was never this badass. All he did was touch stuff. The man laughed. Wish. Saber charges without hesitation. Her sword will cleave through his armor. The very instant I think of that. Whoa! An invisible door opens behind the man. Nani? Saber jerks to one side. Archer holds something else in his hand now, not the black and red sword. It's an invisible sword, like Saber's. By the time Saber deflects it, Archer already has a different sword. His sword strikes her in a merciless rain of ice shards. Saber twists away to dodge, but the air around her has become almost solid with flying blades. She's driven back as the blades close in on her from all sides. As the shards clinging to Saber vanish, her enemy holds a deadly-looking weapon that resembles the Grim Reaper's scythe. Saber blocks the weapon arcing for her neck with a gauntlet, but it's useless. The scythe shears through her gauntlet like it's made of tissue paper and begins to drain her magical energy, as if it's trying to pull out her bones rather than her flesh or blood. Is that goodbye hand? Saber stumbles, but she manages to keep it together. But her retreat takes on a different note. She's not distancing herself to prepare for her next attack. She's desperately fleeing the enemy.
そんなバカな。
Saber glares at Archer as she passes magical energy through her numbed arm. A halo of hilts float around. Float around Archer. Those are the swords that slaughtered Castor. His noble phantasm. Now it's backing Saber into a corner. Yes. What? Look at all these fucking weapons. Oh shit. Even I, looking from a distance, can't believe what I'm seeing. All those hilts floating behind him are definitely his noble phantasm. Not 10, not 20. I can't see them all, but I can tell that there's no limit to them. They're all from different times and places. That servant has all the divine mysteries that have ever been mentioned in various legends and lore.
アーチャー、あなたは何者だ？
I actually thought Saber figured it out when he said, immortality, I gave it to a snake. I don't know the legend, but I thought maybe Saber would. Saber's voice trembles. No servant would ever reveal their noble phantasm just because someone asks. But Archer's noble phantasm is so bizarre that Saber couldn't help but ask.
答えなさい、アーチャー。英霊が持つ宝具は一つだけのはず。いえ、中には複数の宝具を持っている者もいますが、だとしても二つが限度だ。そのように際限なく宝具を持つ英霊など存在するはずがない。
Stop breaking the rules, it's not fair.
存在するはずがない。それは早計だな、セイバー。
The thing that's kind of weird is that even though Archer may not have revealed his identity in Fate Zero, I'm pretty sure that he's used this ability in front of Saber in Fate Zero. Maybe not to this extent. He's definitely used it. So, like, Saber shouldn't be surprised about this. Of course, this was written first. So it's just inconsistencies that, you know, were probably hard to write off. And I don't really blame... obviously, I can't blame Nasu because he wrote this first. But I also can't really blame Urabochi, who wrote Fate Zero, because, like, there was a lot happening, and it's really hard to make it completely consistent. And, you know, he also wrote a masterpiece, so I really can't fault him.
英霊は生前用いた武器を宝具とする。ならば単純な話ではないか。この宝具はすべて俺が生前に集めたものということではないか。
Are you a collector? A treasure collector?
私を侮っているのか、アーチャー。それこそ絶対にありえない。あなたが何者であろうと、他の英霊たちのシンボルたる宝具を揃えられるはずがない。そのような英霊はこの世界に存在しない。
Actually, that's true. I was gonna say, what if someone else used the weapon, but then that noble phantasm would be unique to them? Saber's right. All the noble phantasms he has are real. They're demonic swords from the northern Europe and even from South America. No hero ever made a name for themselves in so many regions, besides Lancer. Besides, Lancer should be the only one with Gay Bolg. Heroic spirits have their favorite weapons they use during their life as their noble phantasm. Based on that rule, only one could have been Gay Bolg. The only one who could have Gay Bolg is Kukulin. Or Kukulin. I don't know. But Archer isn't Kukulin. And that means that his spear can't be Gay Bolg, but the thing is, it definitely is the real Gay Bolg. If those noble phantasms were all fake, that'll explain it, but they're real. No. Wait. Could they all be originals? The weapon's prototypes? It might be possible. Legend and myth don't spring up from nothing. Plenty of myths share commonalities because someone or something serves as the model for them. Legends which get to the point of becoming the basis of worship usually only take root in the lands where they are said to take place. That's one of the reasons demonic swords and sacred swords reveal their true abilities in the lands they come from. So let's say that there's something from before even that. What if various noble phantasms in mythology existed before they were known and named? I just want to take a look at this again. So he says, what if various noble phantasms in mythology existed before they were... Okay, I see. Saber turns to face me. She's so far away. I can't help her from so far away. I finally got to the point where I can move, even if it's still difficult. I can see what Shirou's... Okay, nah, yeah, I can understand. I'm gonna be honest, I never really realized why this person can use all these other noble phantasms, but I can understand the logic behind it now.
本物だというのだろう。そう、単純な話だせい。最も古い時代、まだ世界が一つだった頃の話をしよう。その国は栄え、王はあらゆる財宝を収集した。集められぬものなどなく、足りぬものなどなかった。王は完璧な宝物庫を持ち、その中にある有象無象の武器は使われることなく王と共に眠りについた。要はそれだけの話だ。王の死後、宝物庫の中身は世界に散らばり、名犬であるがゆえに重宝され活躍し、いずれ宝具として扱われた。
So when he says like everything belonged to me, they're like, yeah, it actually did. I actually owned all these things. But later on, like when I died, someone just gave them away. They went to all different places, and then they used them as legendary weapons, which I was like, hey, that's actually mine.
わかるか、騎士王よ。
So every weapon was a hand-me-down.
お前たちの扱う宝具とやらは、もともとはその王の持ち物に過ぎないのだ。
It's like an inheritance. As long as you trace an object's history, a base or prototype will always exist. It only makes sense that every legend, myth, or noble phantasm passed down in each country has an original. Far enough back into the past, if one person collected all those prototypes, they could possess every noble phantasm. And that could only be one hero. A hero from the oldest of legends, far older than the legend of King Arthur or Hercules. A tyrant who rules over ancient Mesopotamia. A king who was half god, half human, who collected all the world's treasures, and who eventually sought eternal youth.
ギルガメッシュ、人類最後の英雄王。
AUO! Saber sounds like she's trying to keep the fear from her voice. Gilgamesh relishes in her reaction.
いかにも
New servant data added.
この身は貴様らでは叶うべくもない最強の英霊だ。
Alright, let's look at the servant's information. Okay, so, oh yeah, it's extra archer. True name, Gilgamesh. The reason his noble phantasm is EX is because he has all of them. Part man, part god. He's a king who rules over Uruk, a city-state of Sumeria before the Common Era. There is a lot of stuff here. I don't think I'm going to read all of it, but I always thought this was weird. He is 2/3 divine and 1/3 human demigod. How does that work? How do you get a third? If you're fourth, I can understand, but how do you get a third? And there's that stuff with Enkidu, and then there's a lot of other stuff that it's kind of cool because Gilgamesh in this game, as you can probably tell, is kind of a dick. But I feel like in every other media he shows up, I actually slowly start to like him. Because in Fate Zero shows, he's essentially the same Gilgamesh, but he's arrogant, he's very powerful, and he can back up his arrogance. But there are some ideology, Phase Zero has a lot of battle of ideology, and his ideology was very interesting as well, and that's what made me like him because he can support it. But in other medias, like in Fate Samurai Remnant, he was just so not really spoilers because it's not really a huge plot stuff. But in Fate Samurai Remnant, he was a ruler class servant who was there to serve as an arbiter, but he was like, you know what, fuck this shit, I don't give a shit about this, let me just open a shop and have some fun. And there you can see him as someone who's not invested in this Holy Grail war. He's just there to he has his own agenda, which is just to have fun and mess around. But there are also other medias like in Fate Grand Order where it shows Gilgamesh during his time as a king, and it was very, very different because he's actually a genuinely good person. You can see in his status, he is actually chaotic good, even though right now he seems kind of weird. But ultimately, he is good. It's just, I believe in this form, he got incarnated as a younger self, as a young adult, when he was still very, very arrogant, and the responsibilities haven't settled in yet. But yeah, that's the reason why he's acting the way he is. But you can see him in different stages of his life, as a child, as an adult, and they're very different. Noble Phantasm. Gates of Babylon, Treasury of the King, rank E to A++, anti-personnel, a key-shaped sword that connects to the Golden Capital. It bridges space and allows the user to freely take any treasure from the vault. Though it not need to be said, the more treasures that are gathered, the greater the power of this noble phantasm. Yeah, E to A because it's just the entire range of it. And now we have Divinity B, A+, the highest aptitude for being a divine spirit, because he hates the gods he has been ranked. Yeah, interesting. There's nothing else to discuss. All that's left now for him is to use his endless noble phantasm to annihilate his enemies. I just need that plot armor.
やってみなければわかりません。いかに英雄王といえど超えられぬものがあるはずだ。
The air around Saber wavers. The sword glows. The wind envelops her as it picks up, becoming the whirlwind to protect her. As it does, her golden sword is revealed. I don't believe this. Does Saber intend to use Excalibur? Gilgamesh stops. He must know how powerful Saber's sacred sword is because his self-assured composure falters. Saber glances towards me briefly, but her focus is on Gilgamesh now. Is she telling me to run away while I have the opportunity? Saber's back is to the river, while Saber is over here with me. This positioning must be the result of our shuffling around earlier. Before I realize what's happening, Saber is facing Gilgamesh, protecting me. No, don't do it, don't do it! I try to force myself to move. With all the strength I can muster in my numb body, all I can manage is lifting a single arm. There's every bit of magical energy in my body to use that arm to push myself up. Oh, get up, get up, get up! I lost all sensation, but every bone in my body creaks as I begin moving. The pain is a warning. My body's coming apart at the seams, and if I move, that'll be it. I push myself to my feet, ignoring the warning. I try to endure the pain. I don't have time for it. What I need to do is get to my feet as fast as I can and protect Saber. I have a really bad feeling about this. It's the same premonition I felt when I faced Gilgamesh myself. We can't beat him, no matter what. My instincts keep telling me that I can't just let Saber fight him. The swirling wind has become a raging vortex. Even in the face of that dazzling sword, Gilgamesh is unintimidated. On top of that, whatever you have, I have a weapon to counter that. He draws a strange sword from the gate behind him. Oh! Yeah, that is, I don't think by any definition is that a sword. It may not show in this picture, but that those are actually three. It's not exactly a cylinder because it's actually wider in the bottom, but you know what I mean. It's actually three kind of cylinders rotating. It's not really a sword. That is where my premonition came from. The sword he has now doesn't exist in any legend. I can identify every one of his noble phantasm floating behind him, but I have no idea about that sword. I have everything, plus one. The sword itself is cylindrical. It consists of 3 segments, each rotating in different directions. It looks like a drill capable of piercing the heavens, solid bedrock. Servant updated. Oh, I thought it was going to be servant weapon updated. Yeah.
純粋に宝具の力比べをすると
Kind of wonder weapon. Nope. And servant. Any additional weapon update or no phantasm? Oh nope, no Aya here. I get an Aya because everything's from rank E to A. Haha. Light flashes off their weapons. The two of them are still about 10 meters apart. Gilgamesh can't possibly avoid her attack from that distance. This is actually kind of interesting because here it says, yeah, where is it? This is a different sword. This sword has no name, so I simply call it Aya. He's using a sword that has no name to fight the sword who has the most famous name of all of history. His laughter echoes in the space between them. Saber must have taken that as a provocation.
いいだろう。ならば我が剣見事受け切ってみるがいい。
Saber moves. Her lips form the sword's true name. There's nowhere to run now. The Mo Phantasm, released when its wielder speaks its name, strikes mercilessly at Gilgamesh.
出番だ。起きるがいい。いや。
The cylindrical sword roars. It's the drill that will pierce the heavens! In response to Gilgamesh's words, the three segments whirl faster. If Saber's Excalibur summons a whirlwind by driving wind away, Gilgamesh's Ea creates a gale by drawing in wind. Interesting. They're like very opposite swords. But Saber is more experienced with handling her anti-fortress Noble Phantasm. It's faster than Ea. Saber pours as much magical energy as she possibly can into her weapon in seconds, igniting its massive power. Whoosh! She doesn't hesitate. Saber unleashes the might of the sacred sword so powerful it can split a river in two. At that same moment, a light of matching intensity flares to meet Saber's to meet Excalibur's attack. It is so anime. A gas explosion. The impact is tremendous. Raging winds tear trees from the ground. The colliding lights are like an exploding sun behind me. Saber, Shirou's like 5 feet away. It's like, I'm still here. I'm on the verge of being carried off by the wind. I cling to the ground with my one functioning arm. It's all I can do to weather the storm of wind, light, and heat. How long will this go on? Their overwhelming attacks are so powerful, I fear they might split the world in two, but then it only ends with Saber surrounded by white light. Oh, fuck! Nobody was in this one specific piece of land anyways, I hope. Good thing this park was empty. New servant data added. Okay, now we're probably gonna get more information about Archer and his second Noble Phantasm. Here we go. Enuma Elish, star of creation that divided heaven and earth. Rank EX, anti-world. Range 1 to 99. Max target, a lot of people. Ea, the sword of rupture, the blade that can sever space itself. A rift created by compressed and clashing winds becomes an artificial fault line that divides space-time, annihilating everything that stands on it. There's no way to defend against its destructive power unless the target has an anti-purge AC. What's AC? Armor class? Or an attack powerful enough to cancel it out. The damage value is strength times 20, but the magic value can randomly be added to the strength, so its maximum damage is 4,000. Wow, they're giving us calculations now. That's not helping me at all. However, its damage increases exponentially when the Noble Phantasms from the treasury are used as its backup. It's a sword with the power to sever the world, which makes it equal or even more powerful than Saber's Excalibur. And his strength stat is a B, so B times 20 is 20 Bs. A crash breaks the unexpected silence. Something thuds on the ground beside me. You're still alive, right, please? I don't know what it is. Even half blind, I couldn't mistake what I'm seeing. It's a lot of blood. And she looks like she's on not on fire, but you know, she's burning, but it doesn't look like she's got like any limbs off or anything. So she looks dead. She's a bloody mess. In the distance, the Golden Knight, completely unscathed, laughs like a madman.
人類最強の聖剣とやらもその程度か。人間の幻想など、所詮子供魂よな。
His laughter rises so high, it seems to soar up into the heavens. This must be hilarious to him. He's just smiling to himself, not even paying Saber any mind now that she's fallen.
Saber!
She doesn't answer. Blood spurts from her mouth as she tries to gasp. The world goes red. What was I doing? I knew this would happen. I knew Saber couldn't win against Gilgamesh, so why didn't I try to stop her, even if I had to use a command spell?
しかし味気ない。完全にこちらの圧勝か。相殺することもできぬとは。拍子抜けだぞ、セイバー。
Hey man.
ああ、そうか。少しは手加減してやるべきだろうな。何しろ相手は女子供だったのだ。
Damn. His smug voice is grating. It's my fault. I thought she could win. As bad as the feeling I had about this, I was sure Excalibur would win. I may have told her to stop, but I may have told her to stop, but my command spell didn't react. I obviously wasn't serious. If I had been serious about protecting her, I could have used a command spell to make her escape, even if it was just her, and there would have at least been options for me to fight on my own.
さて、ではいただくとするか。汚れてしまったが。何？いずれ同じ目に遭うのか。ここで傷つこうと問題はあるまいよ。
His voice draws closer. Saber must have come too. I can see her eyes open. Oh, she's alive!
Saber! 無事か?
I can see her breathing, yet I'm still far enough away that I can't reach her. She lays still, but I can't run to her. All I can do is call out to her.
Saber! Saber! Saber!
Saber's mouth opens. She breathes in as if to ask for help, but even that is painful enough to send her into a coughing fit. Oh, her eye opens. Oh, you can see her reflection in the blood too. Her voice is weak, and the question makes it clear that she can't see me. I can't very well say I'll help. I'm on the ground too. I can only move one arm. I can't even offer words of encouragement. At least she can't see me in this pathetic state. She tilts her head towards me, her eyes lifeless. Saber coughs up blood. Anger seizes me, and I see red. I've been relying on Saber, and this is a result. I took one hit. I can't even get up. I grab my head with one hand that still works. I could just about kill myself. I have every intention of crushing my head, and so pour all the strength I can into my hand. The switch fails. Instead of using my finger, I imagine a hammer to press the switch to change myself into a mage. What is he gonna project? I hear Tosaka's voice. She said that trying to do magecraft beyond your abilities will destroy the caster's nerve and magic circuits. So what? Saber's more important than any of that. If I can't protect her, I don't need my head anyways. She saved me so many times. I've never cared about someone the way I care about her. So, if I can't protect her, I'm better off dead. I don't know what Shirou's trying to pull, but whatever you want to do, do it! I hear the pounding of iron. The shattered bones in my body are being reinforced by magical energy. There's no holding back. I throw my switch wide open, ignoring my own limits. I generate as much magical energy as I can. My spine ignites, and my entire body grows red hot. My brain feels like it's melting, and I bite my tongue to endure it. Gilgamesh is like, I feel that, you mutt. My teeth sink into the fleshy muscle. If I have to bite a hole in my tongue to remain conscious, then so be it. The footsteps stop. Gilgamesh's amused laughter stops with them. She must sense something, even without being able to see. Saber screams as if she tries desperately to push herself up. Something in me snaps. I stand up. My body tries to ignore my orders, but it begins to move with the help of the surge of magical energy I pour into it. It's like being set on fire, instinctively running towards the water in hopes of surviving. I don't care. It's better than seeing Saber like that. Oh right, yeah, he's seen her like that before. Right. With my mind very nearly burning up, I finally realize, from the beginning, I vowed to wield my sword because I didn't want to see her get hurt.
いるのにどうして。
I stop the enemy from approaching. Saber is behind me on the ground. This is it. There's no way I can retreat now. I restrain my panicking, burning body and focus my will. I need to imagine one single thing. I divide the projection into 8 sections and replicate the lost sword. Oh, the same one as last time. There's something solid in my left hand. I don't even have to look. My second attempt at manufacturing the sword succeeds.
私の剣。いえ、それでもダメだ。シロも分かっているはずです。動けるのなら今は逃げるのだ。
But I can't move.
逃げない。セイバーを迎えに来たんだ。なのに一人で帰ることなんてできるもんか。
I ready the sword. I hold it in both hands. It's so much heavier than the bamboo sword. And glare at Gilgamesh.
やめてシロ。この男はそんな。
I ignore Saber's words and take a step forward. There's about 4 meters between us. If I rush at him with all my might, maybe I can cut him down. He doesn't move. Gilgamesh watches me for a moment, then laughs. His voice is utterly devoid of emotion. I instinctively block the attack that comes my way. I dodge a surprise attack by swinging sideways. You know he's playing with him because he's not using the gate, which is basically just a machine gun of swords. Too slow. If the first attack is a sudden gust, the barrage of attacks that follows is like a storm. There's a lot of storm imagery in this game. Blocking is all I can do. Actually, I wouldn't have been able to block the first attack on my own. Fortunately, when I reproduce a sword, I also reproduce its memories that's still frickin' broken. A sword that's been in so many battles against a will of its own after gains a will of its own after that experience. This sword must have already mastered this particular dance. I can't follow Gilgamesh's attack, but the sword seems to be able to. Before I move my arm, the sword's already reacting to Gilgamesh's attacks. I let the sword guide me and manage to parry Gilgamesh's fierce attack. Projecting a sword's memory is so, like, kind of bullshit. It doesn't last long. Every time I swing the sword, my fingers go numb, and I find myself gradually lagging more and more behind the sword's guidance. Gilgamesh must not be able to tolerate even the slightest bit of resistance from me. He glares hatefully at me as he backs up, just the slightest bit. I'm saved. If he kept attacking, I wouldn't have lasted another second. I try to catch my breath, and then... Here you go! He draws a sword. What? It looks familiar. The decorations are different though. Oh, this is the prototype. The thought that went into making that sword, as well as its soul, are too similar to this sword.
そうだが宝具としての精度は比べるまでもないぞ。お前が持つ王を選定する岩に刺さった剣は北欧に伝わる支配を与える木に刺さった剣が流れたものだが、これはその原型。王を選定するという聖剣の大元だ。
Is he saying that he's holding the original model for a sword in the Tree of Supremacy? The Norse hero Sigmund's demonic sword Gram?
子は親には勝てん。天輪を続けるごとに劣化する複製は原型にはかなわぬということだ。
Light flares from the blade. The sword understands perfectly that this is the same attack which killed Berserker in a single strike. It must be protecting its owner. The sword in my hand moves towards the enemy's sword more fiercely, more powerfully than ever before. A noble phantasm called Caliburn, the golden sword of assured victory, but it fucking shatters instantly in the face of Merodach, the original sin. I've never heard that before. Ah, fuck. I hear something sliding along the ground. It's a faint rustling sound. Hey, it's me! Is the park's ground slippery? I roll across the ground like a bunch of trash in the wind before finally coming to a stop. Alright, new weapon data. So now we have the golden sword of assured victory, which actually no that oh, this is Caliburn. Okay, do we have Excalibur here? We actually don't have Excalibur here. I guess I guess the weapons are all the weapons that don't include the noble phantasms. Even if it is our main weapon, if it's not a noble phantasm, it wouldn't be here. Okay, here we have Sacred Sword, blah blah blah. Caliburn symbolizes the king whom the mage Merlin led to pull the sword from the Stone of Appointment. Distinct from the Sacred Sword Excalibur bestowed upon the fairy by the lake, blah blah blah. Saber seems to be profoundly attached to this sword. Since swords are a symbol of power, the swords of the kings have always been regulated to the ornate ceremonial role. This marks the largest difference between Excalibur and Caliburn. In exchange for its regal beauty, it's nowhere near as effective of a weapon as Excalibur. According to legend, Caliburn broke when King Arthur fought in a battle that violated the principles of chivalry. And I don't know if... Oh. So Graham and Caliburn and Excalibur look very similar. And you can see why what they mean by prototype, because it is literally just a more basic version of it. Magical sword, blah blah, Volsunga Saga, Graham, blah blah blah. Yeah, I have heard of Graham before. And, yeah. Her voice tells me I'm still alive. I'm relieved to see that. I thought I'd been blown away, but it doesn't matter since Saber's here. And then, as long as I can stand up, I can run to her. But can you? I glance at my arm. It's red. My arm's covered in some sort of sticky red membrane, but there's no blood coming from it. Saber's shout reached me as I lay there, staring at my arm. It looks like my torso is what's hurt. That single attack. Pretty sure Gilgamesh's sword is what sent me flying. That at least explains why I'm injured. No wonder Saber's so upset. The only thing I can move is my right hand. My left hand doesn't move. I'm not even sure what happened to my left hand. Where is it? I can't even breathe. A diagonal slash covered my torso, starting at my left shoulder. The slash runs all the way through my body, separating parts of me like mismatched building blocks. Ew, I look like a ginkgo leaf. I'm gonna have to look up what that looks like. I've been cut open from the shoulder to hip. It's actually creepy that I'm still alive right now. Like, what am I doing? I don't think this miraculous survival is gonna last long. I'm conscious right now, but my vision is already starting to narrow. Besides, even a tiny movement will send all my organs tumbling out of my torso. He's cut in half! Maybe I really am dead. And my consciousness, or my ghost, or something is just hanging around watching what's unfolding.
なんだ、見事に散らばったと思ったが存外にしぶといのだな。なるほど。生き汚さだけが雑種の取り柄というわけか。
He laughs. I'm grateful for it, honestly. The more horribly grating that laughter is, the harder my consciousness fights to cling to my physical body. It's like, I was gonna die, but I'm gonna live to beat your ass.
だがそこまでだ。貴様に獅子は似合わん。その女は俺がもらう。
More footsteps. This time, he's gonna take Saber for sure. We have a choice. I don't get up. I'm just gonna die. The laughter draws near. As soon as I try pushing myself up, lightning courses through my spine. The pain screams through every fiber of my being that I can't fight anymore. I can't get up. Even if I could, I'm too much of a mess. I can't beat him. You can tell this is where you're supposed to get up, because like the dialogue here is like, yeah, normally if you're a shonen protagonist, it's like, no, I must do it for my loved ones. And in that moment of realization, my body, so hell-bent on survival, finally gives up. The power that had been protecting me all this time fades. I think my thoughts slow. My mind winds down to nothing, as does my life. Wow, that was a really short dead end. Okay, Tiger Dojo. Everything's on fire. Oh my god, you hung Shirou. Come on. Ilya punch. Whoa. I can just hear the Super Smash Brothers noise in the background. Boom. Yay. 203 chain. Marvelous.
信じられないであります。まさかこのタイガー道場にやってくるヘビーゲーマーがいるなんて。
Come on. Thanks for calling me a hardcore gamer, but I'm not, no.
というか、こんなとこに来ちゃダメなんだから。早くあの金ピカをやっつけて、セイバーをちゃんと守ってあげないと怒っちゃうんだ。
I'm trying. He's really hard to beat. Yo, Tosaka.
それでいいのか、ブルマ。あ、チース先輩。まあ、本当は悔しいけど、ここまで来たらちゃんとかっこいいとこ見せてほしいかなって そんなとこです。さあ、道場はここでおしまい。
Oh, Tiger's not here. I miss her too.
選択肢に戻ってパパーっと決着つけちゃいなさい。
She's like, just do it! Do it! Wow, really, it's just that simple. Oh man. Honestly, I was gonna stop here, but like, I don't know how much is left, but for me, I don't know if I should continue. You know, fuck it. I stand up. I pour all the strength I have into my one good arm. I try to grip the ground with my sticky, slippery arm and lever myself upright, even as I'm on the verge of literally splitting apart. For a brief second, I see Saber's face. She's on the brink of tears. In that moment, I'm proud to know that I'm falling in love with her wasn't a mistake. I force myself up. Neither of my legs work. The magical energy that's barely kept my body moving is gone. All that remains is my faint heartbeat, the throbbing of my organs trying to desperately continue functioning. Come on, come back into my body, sweet ones.
未練か。だろうな。あれはお前には過ぎた宝だ。その気持ちはわからんでもない。ならばこそ他の男の手に奪われるのは悔しかろう。
Too far. He goes too far. I can't listen to another second of his shit.
だから奪うとか奪われるとかセイバーを物みたいに。
Oh, he's getting color back. I pour what energy I can into my right arm. It feels like it's made of lead. My body creaks in protest, but begins to obey. I push myself up to one knee. I take a deep breath, trying to focus on what strength I have left. Every time I move, I feel my organs shifting around as if made with minds of their own.
なぜもう無理だとどうしてわからないのです。
Saber sounds like she's denouncing me. She's far away. In the distance, I can see her staring at me, sad and forlorn. I push everything from my mind to focus on making my body move. Saber's voice is just a distraction. Gilgamesh's laughter, the pathetic state of my body is in, none of that is my biggest obstacle right now. Right now, it's Saber. Hearing her say that, seeing her looking like that, it's almost enough to make me give up, and the moment I give up, I'm gonna fucking die. Finally, I feel life flood into my knees. Now all I have to do is get to my feet.
いらない。あなたの助けなどいりません。敗北した以上、私はすでにあなたの剣ではないんです。このまま消えるのがサーバントとして当然の結末ではないですか。
It's Saber's voice. Damn. If you keep saying that, if you keep making this even harder, I'll get mad, even at you.
やだ、やめてください、シロ。それ以上はダメだ。本当に死んでしまう。
Don't worry, Saber. I've got armor.
こんなことであなたに死なれたら私は。
I've got plot armor. Oh, I can't keep listening to this. She has no idea how I feel.
うるさい。いいから少しは黙ってろ。こういう時くらい頼っていいんだよ。
There's a lot wrong, actually. You know, one thing you do have to like salute Shirou for is his absolute willpower
それは違う、シロ。優先順位を間違えないでほしい。
and his stubbornness.
私の身などどうでもいい。そんなものよりあなたは自身の命を第一にするべきだ。
She's pleading with me. Knowing that I'm responsible for the agonizing sound of her voice makes me want to give up right now, but
俺にはセイバー以上に欲しいものなんてない。
I can't allow myself to give in to her plea. Saber gapes at me. I'm not sure why, but I remember something. She once told me I was a fool who didn't know the value of my own life. I think she's right. For someone who can't help themselves, trying to help someone else is a little presumptuous. They're really only doing it for their own happiness, while the person they're meant to be helping may not be half so pleased. Someone's first priority should be themselves. The people who think like that are the ones who can truly be happy, and so they can share that happiness with other people as well.
俺は確かに自分の命を感情に入れてない。大バカだ。
I've been wrong about the most important thing in my life. From that day, that place in my heart where whatever is most important to me should have been empty. But I'm grateful for that abnormality, because now that empty space is filled with the person I truly want to save.
けどな、セイバー。もし俺が自分の命が一番大事だったとしても変わらない。きっとそれ以上にセイバーは綺麗なんだ。
Aww.
お前に変わるものなんて俺の中には一つもない。
That's actually kind of sweet, but also kind of like, ooh. And then I realized, it wasn't that I was sympathetic towards her. The girl of my dreams, the girl who fought and died alone, who I felt was never rewarded for all she did. I was in awe of her. I thought she was beautiful beyond words. The vivid image of her taking her sword and charging into battle, never looking back, was awe-inspiring.
そうだ。だから
That's why I need to protect you, Saber. You were alone your entire life, so I have to make sure you're not swallowed up by the darkness in your last moments. Yep. Once it's over, on the verge of your death, I hope you can go back into your eternal slumber, proud of what you did with your life. No more hesitation. My objective is clear.
ごめんな。俺セイバーが一番好きだ。だからあんな奴にお前は渡さない。
I regret the apology as soon as I give it, but I want to tell her. I want to tell her that, now of all times, because the words could come straight from my heart. I sense her gasping. I want to turn around to see her face, but no. I can't really see anymore anyway. I stand up. Oh, that's why it's black now. I can't see shit. As long as my heart is still beating, I can keep fighting. Magical energy is life. As long as it flows through me, I can create as many swords for her as she needs.
よく立ったで、その後は何があるのだ?
Good job, you activated guts, but still my turn. I feel a scorching heat in my right hand. Here on the brink of death, I'm reminded of what happened here 10 years ago. It's a terrible illusion. I feel just like I did when I was in the fire, reaching a hand out and hoping to be saved.
お前にセイバーは任せられない。
I say that as I raise my right hand.
たわけ、誰が貴様の許しを得るか?
Gilgamesh raises his sword.
シロ、シロ!
I hear Saber far behind me. I ignore her and use my remaining magical energy to project the sword once more. The light stops me. A vortex of light rushes at me. It's not as strong as Excalibur, but still burns away anything it touches. When the heat scorches my body, I don't think about my death. I think about Saber somewhere behind me. This will kill her as well as me. I at least need to protect her then. It's what I said I'd do. It's what I've always wanted to do. She's strong, but at the same time, could break any moment. She needs me. She's like a drawn sword, so to make sure she doesn't get hurt, I'll sheathe her. And then, before I realize what's going on, there's a sword in my right hand. What? I'm not sure who said it, but there's a brief hesitation. At the same moment, the invincible knight in gold takes a step backwards.
シロ、それを!
Saber takes my hand. There we go, there's the armor. There's the plot armor. The vortex of light fades. Saber is right beside me. Before me is Gilgamesh, eyes open and bleeding. Oh, haha, take that bitch. He's like, what the fuck did you just do? I don't know what happened, but I realize it's just like the Berserker battle. Saber is using whatever I made and destroyed Gilgamesh's gram. Two titanic beams of light collided before one overwhelms the other, and we've managed to truly wound the man who, until now, had been completely unscathed. He radiates murderous intent. It's terrifying. In spite of that ferocity, ferocious murderous rage. The Golden Knight leaves without a word. Bye-bye, I'm too scared now that I've taken 1 HP of damage. But there's no time to be surprised. I have no idea why he left. But even as I feel myself slipping into unconsciousness, I know the battle's over. Oh, fuck. My knee buckles. The tension that kept me upright fades and I collapse.
シロ!
Saber hurries forward and catches me. While I slip down onto my rear, supported by Saber, I look over my body. It's blood everywhere! I can't help but cry out. My body is torn to pieces. Like, actually, fuck. I should have been killed the instant Gilgamesh laid me open from shoulder to hip. My healing power must be what's got me clinging to life, but even that has its limits. I'm practically split into two. Yeah, that will kill you. I can't possibly recover from this. Not even sure if I'm breathing, and everything's starting to go dark. My end is near. The only good thing to come from this is that Saber is okay. My wounds are fatal, but it looks like Saber was just exhausted. She's disarmed and her wounds have already healed. Even if I end up having to drop out of the war, I'm sure Tosaka can take care of the rest. Oh, the sound of blades coming out of my body. Okay. I was like, I can't tell like which way the blades are facing because it's just layered lines on top of each other. I hear that sound again. The sound of creaking bones coming from me. Curious, I look down at my wounds. How the fuck? I see myriad swords. Or I see what looks like a ton of tiny blades converging, layering atop each other, trying to knit together my broken body. I feel faint. It looks like every muscle and bone in my body is made from swords. Oh my god, I love swords so much, I am made of swords. My bones have become swords. The next moment, they're gone. My body looks normal, and I thought what I thought I saw a moment ago seems to have only been an illusion. So this, I'm kind of confused. I'm really confused, actually. Like, okay, I know what this is, kind of, not completely. At least I know what's powering it. But like, what I'm a little bit confused about is basically why in other endings, when he actually died, this didn't activate. Does it activate with his willpower or something? Why didn't it save Shirou that one time it did activate after being like, you know, pushed off the building in the fight with Ryder in school? I don't really completely get it. As proof of that, my ruined flesh begins fusing together, my wounds close right before my eyes. It's more like restoration rather than healing. Looking at it, I feel this surge of disgust rather than fascination. Oh, what the heck? Looks like I'm gonna make it. But there's just two.
よかった。この分なら死ぬことはなさそうですね、マスター。
I hear Saber's voice at my ear. She's really close.
それは
Cool story, but I think this is really weird.
一体
I want to ask what's going on with my body, but suddenly I'm overcome with dizziness. And then, my body is enveloped in a soft embrace. We're all full of blood. We're both a bloody mess. Hold up, inconsistency. She should not be wearing clothes. She said that whenever she uses her armor, her clothes just burst open, right? Inconsistency right there.
いいえ、私には分かりました。傷が癒されるのが当
She
然
knows
です。
what it is. I can't stay awake. I produce too much magical energy. My worn out mind just wants to sleep now. I don't know how strong it is, but Saber moves closer and wraps her arms around me. She embraces me tight.
やっと気づいた。シローは私の鞘だったのですね。
Aww. Her words penetrate deep into my tired mind. That sensation is so comforting. The last of my remaining consciousness fades away. I'm finally realized I'm safe, and so I yield my body to sleep. Before sleep takes me, I find myself thinking, with a little foolish sadness, that this scene would be better if our positions were reversed. If only I was awake for this. Ah, that's right. He is the Sheath. Oh, what's this? For the final time, I see that red hill once again. That red memory. I dive deeper into her memory and I realize I'm seeing it again for the last time. It's a memory of a certain night that I've seen many times already. After becoming the king and killing her will so that she could devote herself to the will of her nation, her days are now marked by the resentment of her trusted knights. Every time she won a battle, Altria was made to fight more battles that she didn't want. She continued to hide her sex, which heaped more suspicion onto her. All that awaited the isolated girl was a rebellion at the hand of her own family. A young knight took over the nation while the king was away on an expedition. The knight's name was Mordred. That night, son of Altria's older sister Morgan, was in fact the King of Knight's own son. We got that incest, not really, kind of. Altria was never able to have a child as a woman, but Mordred had her blood coursing through his veins. I'm not clear what happened to make this possible. A dick wizard! But Altria's older sister Morgan loathed her for becoming king. Morgan was freed as a clone and served the king without knowing who his father was. Mordred saw an opportunity to take the throne for himself, ultimately going so far as to organize a revolt. Man, those people in history really twisted our words. The revolt would end in what later became known as the Battle of Camlan, the final battle and the end of King Arthur. King Arthur learned of Mordred's betrayal during her expedition and returned with her wary army to invade her own lands. She defeated many of the knights who used to serve her. She attacked the lands she once defended. Those few knights who remained loyal to her died, and only two left standing in the end were King Arthur and her son, Mordred. The combat between the two of them ended in the king's victory, but the king was not unharmed. Mordred was bound by a powerful curse, and swung his sword even after dying, inflicting a fatal wound on the king. And so that battle ended. It was the end of her, the king once known as the King of Knights. It must have been heart-wrenching. None of the battles she fought were painless. Every one of the 12 battles she fought was intense, but this final one was her greatest loss. She returned to her homeland only to destroy her own army. She was forced to punish the knight who once served her, and had to watch those knights who remained loyal to her die. And in the end, she had to kill her own son. I had no idea what was going through her head in that moment. I had to pray. I had to pray for the lone knight who tried to remain king until the very end. I pray that this dream of hers, just before her death, is the kind of dream a girl named Altria would want to see. Ah, okay. Now we're in our bedroom. Alright, let's see the flowchart. Man, I don't know how long. Whoa! I can't. Oh, why do I have this really long line? Honestly, this is going on for a really long time. Okay, I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm gonna get the flowchart, and this is the last event of the day, but I have no idea how long this event is gonna take. Especially since it seems like they both have a lot to say, and there's even a CG here. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. This might be kind of awkward, but I think I'm gonna stop here for today. A lot of stuff happened. It is going on for a very long time. I got work. So yeah, we're gonna stop here for today. Honestly, we got through a lot of this penultimate day, Valentine's Day. So I'm honestly pretty happy with the progress. And I have no idea how long the rest of this day and day 15 will take. But I'm gonna guess it's maybe like 2 or 3 more episodes of the Fate route. And then, yeah, we'll move on to the next one after that. So yes, it's kind of nice. It seems like here is where they can finally be completely honest with each other. Oh my god, this is the bed end. Shirou, you baka! Okay, but yeah, with that, I think I'm gonna end here for today. We'll find out what they talk about next time. Until then, I will be seeing you. See ya!